Quality, innovation, respect, and integrity. Take steps to invest in your career. International Management Consultancy is the leading global marketplace for learning and instruction, helping professionals across the industry to develop skills and expertise to get recognition and growth in the corporate world. We are one of the leading training providers and gradually spreading our training facility amongst candidates based at different geographies, such as Canada, United States of America, United Arab Emirates, Saudi, Kuwait, Qatar, Oman, Lebanon, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Vietnam, Philippines, India, and many other countries across the globe. IMC is accredited by the highest industry standards. We put in the efforts and we work to prove our commitment to offering our clients only the best and of superior quality. With a uniquely immersive curriculum that combines live instruction from the leading experts, peer-to-peer collaboration, on-demand lessons, unlimited online trainings, and 24/7 learning support. IMC helps over thousands of professionals learn their skills needed to advance their careers and reach their full potential. In line with our commitment to excellence, IMC offers a number of training courses preparing professionals for certifications and exams given by the international associations in areas like management, finance and accounting, human resources, sales and marketing, quality administration, and as well as project management. By fully attending these courses and successfully completing the requirements of the certifying body, participants will receive a special certificate which recognizes their dedication and commitment and in many cases help them earn valuable continuing education credit. IMC Consultants has been working together with their clients from various industries in aligning their people and processes to compete through high speed, excellent quality, and low cost. We strongly believe that the key to our success is our total commitment in delivering value to our clients based on integrity, honesty, and openness. If you are uncertain about which roles or skills are best for you, hurry! Come visit our website or talk to our expert education consultants today. Take a step, invest in your future, empower your knowledge, and be one of our success stories. International Management Consultancy, excellence is what we deliver.
A very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone because we got people from every part of the globe here. So I would like to welcome you all for this Lean Six Sigma Yellow Belt webinar. And before we get going with the Lean Six Sigma concepts and we discuss the whereabouts of how Six Sigma is applied in real world scenario, I would really want to talk about the video that I guess somebody's mic is on. I'm going to put everyone back on mute. In case you have any questions, please feel free to share in the chat and we will have some bit of discussion, but yeah, as we move forward. So to start with, while you're watching out the video, I specifically want to talk about certain aspects there. So when we talk about Lean Six Sigma as a consultant, like when I hire for my project or when I do it for various clients that we have, the biggest constraint that we generally get to see is the people who have undergone certain training have more of a theoretical knowledge. The transition from theoretical knowledge to practical knowledge is a missing link, and unfortunately that's the crisis we have in the Lean Six Sigma world today. There are a lot of people who have got trained, but really doesn't I may know 20 different tools and techniques to solve a business problem. But all in all, we don't know when to use which tool in what scenario, what could be those exceptions. So the transition is missing. So like if I talk about briefly about myself, thanks to Michelle, she's already given a detailed information, but I come from a service industry background. Until 2014, I was engaged with the corporate sector But since 2014, I have been doing active management training and consulting, and that's all what you do in Lean Six Sigma. Now, with that being said, I've been able to implement this in across every possible industry. Well, be it oil and natural gas, your civil, the construction field, pharmaceutical, healthcare, and practically whatnot. You like this list is endless. For that matter, departments also. That is the beauty of Lean Six Sigma. Well, you would not have any more boundaries with which industry you come from, what kind of department you work in, what your prior educational background is. Well, honestly, has no relevance to it. So if you understand the concept right, with respect to Lean Six Sigma, every possible industry is your industry. Every possible department is your department. People are implementing Six Sigma in every possible industry. So as I said, like I just come from service industry background, and I've been, and like a lot of people like me who have been servicing in this Lean Six Sigma world, and like to name any industry, we will find Six Sigma there. There are tons of case studies that people. So during when we conduct the training, so when talk about specifically with respect to IMC, we have worked a lot to ensure that what we train the people on is what is relevant as of now, what is trending. There's no point in teaching and training people about obsolete things. Things have people have stopped practicing, but unfortunately, when we come across a lot of people who have undergone training, they're still talking about the outdated stuff. So we really want to make sure that the entire training that when we go through it, it's more about a project-based model. So you have a clear line of sight how a project needs to be started and how it needs to be ended, because it's not a something which we like. It's not more of a literature. This is more of an experiential job. You have to demonstrate, you have to solve a business problem, and that's how it needs to be done. It has to be learned the right way. Otherwise, it may be just a mere certificate, which might be on a profile which says we are Six Sigma, green belt, black belt, and for that matter, any belt, but we may not ever use it. So in order to make sure that we maintain that level of standard, we are able to kind of maintain and carry on this for long. We have been constantly upgrading our syllabus, and on that front, I would definitely like to kind of thank the management of IMC for always being like. So it's more about being customer centric and making sure that the value is transferred to the people, what is latest and that's why when you talk about the accreditations, I'm sure you must have seen in the video the accreditation levels. That talks volume about the credibility of IMC in the market. When it's widely accepted globally and it's a lifetime certificate, that's the best part about it. You don't have to renew and pay after every certain number of years. When we talk about the accreditation, like we have got accreditations from International Quality Federation, which is based out of USA. Council for Six Sigma certification, which is again based out of USA. CPD certifications, which is UK based. Lots of universities in UK take CPD accreditation. And apart from that, IASSC. So if you are coming from Six Sigma background and have any idea about it, you would obviously understand what is IASSC, one of the biggest certification providers. So if you check out on their sites, IMC is listed as an approved training provider. It's an accredited body. We've been able to maintain that, and that's why the weightage of this certificate in real world matters a lot. So it's a preferred choice when you go to in the real world scenario. People do value the certificates that you get from IMC because of the credibility we have been able to maintain, the accreditation that you get along with IMC certification. So just a quick check before we get going with the content, just to make sure that we are clear about it. The level of training that we try to, that I've been talking about, not the theoretical model, because that's not going to help in real world scenario. This is the level of understanding we tend to develop. These are prepared by the people who have gone ahead under training and sort of worked on various project assignments, simulation project, how a real world project will look like. So when we conduct the training, this is the level of expertise we like to see, and that's what we work on. The entire training module is in a way so that when you complete the training, you are ready to go ahead and execute a real world project. This is the level of expertise and this is only going to come in. You can't read a book or you can't watch out a video to get that level of understanding. So practical way, the way things flow in a real project is what we train. So when you work out a real world project, you would not sound like a first time thing for you. It's always going to give you more confidence and gives you more confidence to the recruiter who's hiring you, who is investing in you. So when we like, so I'm talking about most of the recruiters, and I'm dealing with lots of universities which are blue chip blog, like we've been dealing with CEOs, CACOs, CXOs, or for that matter, we've been talking about people from India. In case we should be able to recognize this, IITs and IMs. We've been talking to these people. Why Six Sigma? Practically nowadays, when recruiters are coming, they're asking, even with these big brand names, do you have Six Sigma certification? That's how critical it has become. So it's more important to make sure, because corporates do not have time to invest in you, train you. Well, they want ready material. So it's more important to make sure that yes, people get to understand how it needs to be done. So anyone who's been training from the platform of IMC, we are all consultants who do this work. So we're not just trainers who will be just teaching you. We do it, and that's what we want, like to make you understand that this is how it needs to be done, rather than teaching you certain topics. This is how a typical real world project would look like, and that's what Six Sigma professionals are supposed to carry out in real world scenario. So this talks about the methodology of the training which we follow. It's not those slides which will matter, like at least I don't open up any slides, come what may. There's no slides. It's because it's a practitioner's job. While we train this, you must have seen there are lots of analysis and stuff which needs to be done. So apart from this, in Six Sigma world, it's a mandatory requirement sort of now to have understanding of Minitab. I have been training lots of corporates on Minitab. Now, what is Minitab? It's a high-end statistical software, the best statistical software, so as to say, as of now. This is what every corporate wants nowadays. We're just training people who are Six Sigma Green Belt or Black Belt certified, but they have never worked on Minitab before. Now, corporates want it. So I've been doing lots of training for blue chip organizations, Fortune 500 companies, and been training people on Minitab who are Six Sigma trained and certified. This is the need of the hour. So while we go through the training module, this is by default covered in it, because this is the need of the hour. You must know how to work on Minitab. So you don't have to go for any separate additional training. And that's where you have an added advantage. You have the understanding of Six Sigma. You can work on a project. You get certificates for project, like so one for passing the exam where you get the certification done. Second, you have a project-based certification, which is additional one. Apart from that, you have additional knowledge of Minitab, which is where we try to want to make sure that you get the real world, like so exposure of carrying out it, so project in real world scenarios. So this is what we basically cover up. As we move forward, we will try to understand more about it, what is required, what will be the roles expected by management in different scenarios. So, but more like when we talk about Six Sigma as a whole, these things do matter, like whether you know how it needs to be done. And this is just a small bit of case studies that we see in Six Sigma. These are various case studies in every possible sector. Tons of case studies. People have there is no industry, no department where Six Sigma has not been applied. So it could be a situation where we have not done it, but people are doing it. So it has become the need of the hour to get the understanding and skill. This skill will get better with time. Like I have seen a lot of people going for multiple times growth in terms of their money or position by the help of Six Sigma, because it is one thing which is universal. So on that note, I would strongly request you to kind of do like we will be starting with the concepts here, but it just to make sure that before we go ahead and talk about this, I really want everyone's commitment to ask questions. So I'll try to make sure that this is you are able to understand the basic principles of Lean Six Sigma, how it's implemented and all those things. But as we go through the topics, but it's very important for you all to engage and ask your questions. So you have the option to please use the chat and share it. After we've done sort of discussing a particular topic, I will go back and look at the chat, answer your questions. So please remember, there's nothing There's nothing called a wrong question. The only question which is wrong, which has not been asked. So please do not hesitate. We would love to hear from you about like any question that comes in. So to get started, yes. First thing first, I would like to understand from you also. Is Lean Six Sigma two different words or one word? You can use your chat to answer. When we talk about Lean Six Sigma, is it one word or two different words? Two different. Mr. Sen says so. Okay, perfect. So let's start with the lean part. Now, so if anyone has to kind of explain and let me know, like, what is that you understand what the word lean? When I say lean, what do you mean by that? Like in terms of remove waste, perfect. You're right on spot. Yeah, remove waste, great. Anyone else reducing waste, perfect. So I guess we all have a common understanding about what is lean. We all sort of mentioned this is removing waste, and you're 100% correct. You can't be wrong with the definition. But yes, I'm sort of going to use your answers to kind of formulate a sort of a definition for which can cover up all those necessary points which we must have in a job interview. See, when you appear for a job interview, it's very important to make sure that we get past the gatekeeper. Who is the gatekeeper? When you're sitting through a job interview in Lean Six Sigma world, the first liners who will take your first round of interview, they are not the experts. They may not ask you those technical questions. They would ask you very, very simple, basic questions like this. And the technical, more complex and technical rounds will happen in future stages. But the first level ones, they have certain set of words. Unless until you don't give the required word, your answer may be correct, but they will find it incomplete. So it's very important to get this thing right. We'll have all the difference between various belts. We'll discuss that, but as we move forward. So first thing first, let's get the definition of lean. It's identification and elimination of waste from the process, as you all said, to increase. No, just one second. It's identification and elimination of waste from the process to increase efficiency without compromising on the quality of product or service. Let's kind of break this sentence down to understand what does it mean. So first of all, it says we have to find out identify the waste, and then you identify, you simply go about eliminating the waste. When you eliminate the waste, your process efficiency gets better. But remember, while you're doing this, you cannot compromise on the product quality or service quality. Let's understand, we all come from different backgrounds, different industries. Say hypothetically, there's a company where we have a process here, which could be a manufacturing process or a service industry. Say there's a department A. When the department A completes the work, the output of department A goes to department B. Now then they work on the department B level work, then output of B goes to C, C goes to D, E, and finally we have the last process step where my product is manufactured or services are delivered. So every organization has multiple departments or multiple processes. What lean talks about is go to this process and use the lean tools. By the knowledge of lean tools, try to identify which one of these process steps has waste in it. And hypothetically, it takes me 15 days time to complete this entire process. Now, with the knowledge of lean tools, which we will discuss in a moment, because this is just the beginning, we will understand how do you identify the waste. So first important thing is to understand by the nature of lean, how do you categorize something as a waste. Say hypothetically, we figured out the C step qualifies to be called as a waste from lean definition. Yes, and say similarly, we've also figured this out that this step is also a waste as per lean. So what you do, you identified. Next, what you do is you cut down the waste in the system. Now, this process step is a trimmed process. Now, this is a lean process, a fat process which had waste in it. You have cut it down. Now, this is say only 11 days time it takes. While you are delivering the same product and same services in 11 days, this is what you call as lean. Lean is all about time. When you talk about improving the process, cutting down the time, that's what is all about lean. Lean is all about speed of the process. The simple question is, can you deliver product or service faster? Simple logic of lean is all about time. How do you deliver it faster? By removing the waste. So since I have to optimize the time, which is about cutting down the time, because customer is going to be happy if you deliver it faster. Well, how do you do it? By removing the waste. And if you remove the waste, aren't you saving money? Yes. Here the customer is happy, absolutely, because customer is getting the same product, same quality of services at the end of 11 days. Customer doesn't have to wait for 15 days. So customer is definitely happy. But apart from customer, you have optimized the process in terms of cost, time, efforts, resources, raw material, so on and so forth. So practically, there can be lots of things where you have saved. So whatever work we were doing in step number C, we're not doing it anymore. When whatever activities we're doing in step number E, we are not doing that anymore. So you are saving the money and time and effort on these process steps. Your process has become more optimized, and trust, every organization has so many processes which has so much of hidden waste in it. It's just about having the knowledge of lean tools to improvise it, and you will be seeing a much better process, a much faster process, a lean process where customer is going to be happy, and as a business you will also be happy. But having said that, trust, I can't teach you anything about lean. Well, I can't teach anyone about lean. Why? Because everyone knows lean. You all have been practicing lean. It's nothing new. Like I'm talking about each and everyone has practiced lean in the real world. In your personal lives, in your offices, you have been practicing lean. It's just that we have never been measuring it. We have not been doing it religiously. We have not been doing it consistently. It's been done on an ad hoc basis. But we all know lean. But when we go and discuss about way to implement lean, well, then you will have a structured approach where you will collect the data, you will quantify your process, and you understand how good or bad my process is. Well, it's an old proverb. When you can only, the things which you are able to measure is what you will be able to improve. So here, when you do it with a purpose that I have to implement lean to speed up the process, the improvement, the implementation will happen in a structured approach. You will be able to quantify that this is what we have brought by in terms of lean implementation. That's the benefit. So lean is absolutely commonsensical. And just to prove that fact, I'll rather play a quick short video. And trust, do help me understand, do you really need a knowledge about, like, have you practiced lean or not? So remember, lean is all about speed of the process. Lean is all about removing waste from the process. We haven't discussed any method about how do you identify, but just to make sure you're comfortable with this topic, let's quickly play this small video. So remember, the purpose is to deliver the product or service faster. Lean is all about time. Watch out, this is what you do with every lean process in any industry, doesn't matter. Check this out. We are trying to deliver the product or service to the customer faster. This is what you do with every lean initiative. You track every single activity. How long did it take? You quantify time. Lean is all about time. So you're also measuring the time along with it. How long did it take for every single activity? This is purely based on observation. Lean is not like a rocket science. It's common sense. This lady is in a different world altogether. Remember, in the end, we have to serve the customer faster. We have to serve the customer faster. A lot of things which could have been done better even till now. Forget about the remaining steps. Not many things could be done better.
पोस्टर उधर है, कितनी देर उसको चलने में लगी।
I would request somebody please has mic on, please. I'm going to put back everyone on mute. Be it any industry, it doesn't matter. The concepts will remain the same. It's just about tracking every single activity and tracking the time that you spend for every activity. And that's how you will be able to quantify. What you're doing is measurement right now. You're measuring the process. You're looking at the process. You can only improve when you get to know how bad is the situation. So you track every single item, every single activity, and you track the time as well. It is all commonsensical. None of us need actually a training for lean part of it. Yeah, we will go into more ways you identify, but everyone knows lean.
मुझे यहाँ पे आपका नाम एक बार भी देखा, आप 2 बार कह रहे हो, अरे मेरा नाम ऊपर गया, मेरा नाम ऊपर गया.
Steve, did you want that toast plain?
No.
Goodness, she's trying to clarify needs now.
Hey, about the,
I got it.
about the,
I got it.
really, about the butter.
No, I got it.
Rach, no, really, about the butter.
We're just about to end the video, but that's a completely messed up process. This lady has no idea what she's doing.
Okay, here you go.
Rach, one piece would have been plenty. I really wanted jelly on it.
So pretty much, this was a quick demonstration of what you do with lean. There's no rocket science which is required to understand lean. It is, trust, if you make it any difficult than this one, that it's us who is making it difficult. Lean is not. Lean is absolutely not difficult. It's just about having that common sense, looking at the process. Well, we all know what was wrong in this entire process. We could have done many things better. Can you please tell me like a couple of things that you feel could have been done better in this entire process, keeping in mind we have to serve the customer faster? What else could have been done better in this one? We haven't discussed any lean methods, but pretty much it's obvious in this particular scenario there were things which could have been done better. We all know. Rearrange the kitchen, implement 5S, understanding the customer requirements. Yes, absolutely. Place the fridge. Yes, the layout was not right. She had no planning, when to do what things. Nothing was synchronized. Yes, things were not in place. And to start with, this lady should have taken the requirement clearly. This guy just needed one. And yes, and she kind of gave the spilled out bread, and that was bad. Yes, so pretty much it's nothing, no rocket science. We all understand lean. Lean, we all have been practicing, but trust, lean is very, very simple, but it's very difficult to implement. Why? Because it's so simple. We always get fascinated by graph, charts, analysis. Six Sigma is fancy. Six Sigma will sound like it's some sort of amazing stuff that we're learning. Lean, everyone knows it. Everyone understands it. It's so simple. Hence, that's where we miss out. Because these things have to be done repeatedly, constantly, every time. And since they are not, they don't seem like a fancy stuff, we do not pay the attention what it needs. But now remember, for any organization to flourish, the foundation is lean. Well, you may not do a Six Sigma, your choice. It's absolutely your choice not to do Six Sigma. But lean is hygiene. Lean is basic. Whether you like it or not, you have to follow lean. The companies where we implement Six Sigma, those companies in which lean has been done properly, lean structure is properly laid out, Six Sigma will show its true colors. But the companies where lean is poor and the lean implementation is not done properly, Six Sigma will struggle there as well. So foundation for everything is lean. It's non-negotiable. So I'm sure like people are coming from a project management background will agree to this, because if you have the definition right, when we talk about lean, I would never call lean as a project. Why? Because by the definition of project management, the PMP, say if you pick a PMP syllabus, project is temporary. You start and you end. You pick up it for a purpose and you end it. Lean is never ending. It's a vicious cycle. So what you do every day, it's an operations job. So lean implementation will always be an operations job, not a project. Six Sigma is typical project. You pick up Six Sigma for a purpose and you solve it, your project gets over. Lean is an operations job. So by the definition of project management, I will never ever call lean as a project. Lean is operations job every day, same boring stuff, but you have to do it with a big smile on your face. But yes, that's what is lean. But we'll get into details about it. Well, we saw a lot of things could have been done better. Let's understand what are the different types of waste, how we categorize the waste in a lean world. So in the older version that we talked about, we used to call it as 7 types of waste in the system. When we talk about 7 types of waste, there was Japanese version, which we used to kind of use. Now it has turned into like 8 waste. So 7 types of waste is how you categorize the waste. Identification. How do you identify, is this process step a waste or not? How do you eliminate that process step? So first thing is to know, how do you call that as a waste? So the easy acronym that we have, people have been using it, is let's kind of get rid of this. Types of waste in the system. Let's kind of pick this up. Let's check this out, this part of it. So, but yes, a quick check on the lean part of it before we start discussing about the waste category. Yes, Janice, you are correct about that, Tim Wood. So is everyone okay and fine with the lean part? Like, what is the meaning of lean? The concept, is that clear? How about others? Perfect, perfect. Let's check this out. The next one is types of waste in lean. When we kind of go about implementing lean, you have to first do the identification part. So old version that we had was 7 types of waste. So when you take, say, 7 types of waste, this was the Japanese version. Then the 8th waste was added later on, which is where we have an easy acronym. We call it as Tim Woods. To identify the waste in the system, we use Tim Woods. The older version was Tim Wood. Now we have S. Now let's check this out one by one. What do you start? Like, I would definitely be interested to know. T stands for what waste? What waste are we talking about?
Time.
No, not time. Transportation, yes. Transportation waste. Everything will lead to time waste. I for
inventory.
100% correct. Yes. M for motion waste. Yes. W for
Waiting.
waiting waste. O
Overproduced.
production. Yes. Next O.
For processed.
Perfect. Next one.
Defect.
Yes, you're right about that. Defects and reworks. And last one, the 8th waste, new waste added. Skills, yes. Skills is unutilized one. let's kind of understand one by one what do you mean by every types of waste. So when we go to a process, see, remember when we're going to implement lean is only going to solve things which you can see by your eyes, like we saw the process from the beginning till the end. So whether it's an IT industry, whether it's a service industry or manufacturing industry, well, it doesn't matter whatever industry we're dealing with, we have process steps. Every single process has multiple steps like this. You have to observe the process. The key fundamental about lean is you observe the process, identify the issues, and fix. Simple. Lean can only solve obvious and visible issues. What you see is what you fix with lean. What you can't see is what you fix with Six Sigma. So whatever is visibly seen, and you've seen that this is not right, that's where you can fix the things which are visible. But Six Sigma, when we talk about Six Sigma, pretty much it's all about what you can't solve with lean gets solved with a Six Sigma. So where lean would end, Six Sigma journey will start from there. So practically you go about looking at your process and fix those issues. How do you fix those issues? You try to understand in every process step, is there a transportation happening? Now, when we say transportation, we are referring to unnecessary movement of material or thing. Not about people. It's about shifting of material from one place to another. And you see, majorly in case of manufacturing industries, or like specifically in the construction world, we see lots of such transportation waste. We use trucks, cranes, forklifts to move material from one place to another. Why do we have to do motion waste? Because we did not plan in the first place. We just dumped the material somewhere. And I'll sort of try to kind of keep it simple. We say this is, say, one construction site, and then referring to this is a simple waste. With construction site, we plan to have some buildings erected here in this on the periphery. We would like to have some buildings now. So what we do is we bring in a lot of raw material, all those construction material. We dump it somewhere here, and then later on we realize, sorry, we need to construct the building here. That's where we have to start digging up. Well, so then you pick up the material from here and you dump it here somewhere. Well, you realize, no, this is the area where we'll have some park related stuff. Now we pick up the material, we dump it somewhere. The reason why we keep moving and shifting things, because we don't plan it. We do things and then we realize that now it's a time we will have to kind of utilize this space, so we shift it somewhere else. So every time when you're shifting a material, well, you are doing it because you did not plan in the first place where this must be kept in the first place. We just block the areas. We just keep things somewhere. Why? Because we never treated this movement of material from one place to another place as a waste. So it's all about go to your process and try and see with your eyes that is there any transportation waste happening? Is there any material which is moved from one place to another? It's not about people. It's about the material or things being moved. In an IT industry, this could be movement, which is emails, too much of unnecessary email trafficking. That's again a transportation waste. So it's more about understanding the transportation is about movement of a material or thing from one place to another. And primarily, why does it happen? Because of lack of poor planning. Like a lack of planning, basically, lack of planning in the first place. That's what causes this waste. And reason why we never go and correct this, because we don't even think that it's a waste. Now it's all about us to go to your process, and every process step you have to see, is there this waste happening or not? Yes or no? In the step number one, is there a transportation waste happening? No. Fine, we're done with this. So every process step you have to understand, is there a transportation waste happening? Are you moving any or shifting any material from one place to another? Because that is a waste which is there in the system. Inventory waste. Well, I would be very, very interested to understand about this one. Well, this is where we're talking about raw material. A raw material which is more than required is an inventory waste. A businessman's money is the money which is in circulation. So when as a businessman, I only make money when I purchase the raw material, make a product out of it, and then I sell it and then make money. But if you've blocked too much of inventory with yourself, then practically you're wasting that time, money. Say hypothetically, I've got $10,000 worth of inventory. Is it The only money that I've blocked for myself, this money is sitting in my warehouse. This is in terms of a raw material. Is it the only waste, or there's something more hidden cost to it, which we are not looking at? This $10,000 is stuck now. It's locked up as raw material. I will wait for demand to come in so I can use this raw material. Is there more cost attached to this?
Yes, the warehouse cost,
Absolutely.
handling cost.
Absolutely, handling cost. You may have and this insurance, your resources, holding cost. Yes, absolutely. Holding cost and less resources, handling. For that matter, when you talk about this, everything has like a shelf life as well. What if this inventory gets damaged? So there's a risk factor that you're living with. Plus, you may have an insurance cost attached to it for the inventory as well. You do take insurance in certain sectors. So when we talk about these inventory waste, and you have it pretty much. This is an additional cost that we don't see. It's in the system. When you talk about this inventory, when you kind of keep it with yourself, this is additional cost which we don't even account for. A good company will work with zero inventory, and that's what we want to talk about. What is this inventory? What should be the right inventory size? Well, the best one in the industry is Toyota. You know how much inventory they work with? Zero. Absolutely zero. Toyota keeps absolutely no inventory with themselves. Now the big question, how do they manage it then? Well, Toyota from very beginning was very clear about, we are manufacturers. We are not the one who are storekeepers. We're not suppliers. Then why should I block my money in purchasing this raw material? So the raw material supplier must stock it up because it's his job. We are manufacturers. So this is the older version of Toyota. We'll talk about the latest version. The initial days when Toyota was working, that's the manufacturing plant of Toyota. So they had a clause, if you have to become a vendor of Toyota, within the contract team is amazing. Well, they did a contract that you have to be within 30 minutes drive. Your offices may be wherever, I don't care. Your warehouse may be wherever, I don't care. If you got to do business with Toyota, you have to have a warehouse within 30 minutes drive from the Toyota facility. Well, you might have to open up new if you're not in this. So you may be in any country, any continent, it doesn't matter. You need to do business with us, be within 30 minutes drive. We will not be keeping inventory. So when there are a lot of these car dealers, when people book the cars, they pay the token money. What happens through the ERP system? Say Toyota gets to know that there are 50 cars which have been booked, and the customer has paid a token money through the ERP system. They get to understand. They relay this communication to every vendor that now we need material within 30 minutes. As per the contract, they must supply it. But that was older version of Toyota being so demanding. Things have changed a lot. Now this is the latest version that Toyota is working. That's the Toyota facility. Where are those vendors? Right on the fences. Toyota on the boundary, there are 1,500 plus suppliers. You can't be anywhere. You have to be here. And obviously they're charging money for this space as well. Well, these guys are bound to be there. If you can't keep it, you can't keep your inventory with me, then practically find yourself some other person, because the 100 people waiting for us to become a supplier. Bottom line, they have become so demanding. They don't wait. 30 minutes was too much. So they will give you the instruction. They will require this information right then and there. Practically, they work with the concept of just in time, JIT. Anyone wants to elaborate what is JIT concept? Just in time approach. Anyone wants to share that? They work with just-in-time approach. They just don't keep any inventory. What is the philosophy of just-in-time approach? They don't have any inventory. Zero inventory is what they work with. What is just-in-time, in case anyone is aware of it? Sooner tact. Okay. Yes, please. Yes.
Just to eliminate the waste
Yes.
and reducing some of the manufacturing cost.
Absolutely. Yes. So what is the approach? Basically, what is the philosophy about just in time? As per the demand, yes. Okay. So there are 5 things they sort of generally work with. When do I order? When do I order? Yes, absolutely. At the right time.
It's like Blinkit nowadays in India.
Yes, more of that day. So see, Toyota still hasn't gone and changed anything with that, their own philosophies. So it's more about the same. See, things have been changed slightly here and then. People have, and so there are lots of tools. You will see they're almost similar. So this is small bit of variations keeps on happening. So it's the same logic. It's a right at the right time, at the right place, at the right price, at the right quality, and at the right in the right quantity basically. So Toyota doesn't order unless there is a demand, so they don't have any inventory with them. They just order when they need it and the exact amount of, nothing more, nothing less. So if they needed 50, they ordered 50 only. So they will not stock up any inventory. Simple philosophy. It's not my job to keep the inventory. I will not block my money. Every money that I have will be in circulation. Will not stock up my money. I will not block my money as raw material. They work with simple philosophy of this just in time. Well, one thing is pretty sure. Well, Toyota is able to manage this. Do you think every other company, every other vendor will be able to manage this sort of principle? Like, no, sometimes suppliers are too big to manage. You can't dictate terms with suppliers like that. Toyota is so big, so Toyota can dictate terms like this. Not everyone can. So pretty much people then have to work with small inventory sizes. So people have to work. There is no choice. So you can't be, now not everyone can be Toyota. So at least they work with at least safety stock method. So that's more of an out of scope. But in case somebody wants to get into inventory management part of it, like if you want to study more, I would definitely kind of suggest do a Google up and look at this EOQ model, economic order quantity model. So which is more about what is the right, because when you order less, you pay higher price. When you order bulk, you pay a lower price. So what is the right sweet spot where I get just the right amount of inventory at the right price? So this the minimum, the absolute equilibrium level. So it's a very easy to understand model. But yes, you that's more of out of scope. But please do, in case somebody wants to get into the inventory part of it, because not everyone can be Toyota. You can't demand like Toyota does, but at least you work with not too much, just enough. And how do you kind of decide all that? So you can get into EOQ model, which will be, they just Google up, you'll find lots of information. A quick, simple formula does the job. But this is a big curse. Companies who have invested in the raw material, you're handling much more risk than what you generally see as an actual investment. As we all talked about, there are more risk in the system, there are more wastage in the system, which we are not even accounting. This is hidden waste in the system. So we got to kind of get rid of this as soon as possible, as less as possible, because this is where you're blocking that money, and that money is stuck up now. So practically we look for the process step. When you go to my process, at every process step, I will try to see, is there inventory waste happening or not? So we'll try to figure out if there's excess of inventory lying there. The biggest disguise in entire thing that we have to discuss is the motion waste. Motion waste is the biggest problem here. Why? Because nobody will realize that we are doing so much of motion waste, and this is very commonly done. Motion waste is unnecessary movement of people. When people move, if you have to move back and forth to do your job, that movement is adding no value to the process, to the customer. That is a waste. And to quickly give you a very, very simple idea, I'll sort of go back and kind of tell you how to quantify and find out this waste. But just a quick check of basic maths. Before I got into consulting, my last organization, we had a huge facility, and my cabin was somewhere here, and that's what I've been always telling about this. That's where my cabin was, and pretty much everyone had their printers. So unfortunately, like every now and then, people used to complain that my printer has gone bad. The management was sick and tired, so they took away everyone's printer. And what happened in response? We got a huge centralized printer placed somewhere here for everyone. That's why I say it's somewhere here. So every time if I have to get out of my cabin and if I give a printout, I'll go out of this and take the cubicles, various zigzag path to get to the printer, and take the zigzag path, come back, hoping I did not stop and chit chat anywhere. I did my maths, and that was an eye opener. Went way back before I got into consulting. 3 minutes to go to the printer, 3 minutes to come back. That makes about 6 minutes wasted in picking up a printout, just one act. On an average, I used to give about 3 printouts in a day. So which is about 18 minutes wasted in a day, which I didn't realize, because who takes account of how many printouts are you giving in a day? Because this is happening every day. We don't account for it. We don't treat this as a waste. This movement was adding no value. I was just walking in the corridor to pick up a printout back and forth. 18 minutes per day multiplied with 22 days in a month, which is like we worked with Saturday, Sunday off, which is about these many minutes wasted in a month, multiplied by 12, these many minutes wasted in a year, divided by 60, these many hours wasted in a year, and pretty much if you convert in a salary for how many days of salary, 8-hour shift. So I wasted 9.9 days of salary walking in the corridor, picking up a printout. That's all. And that's just one activity. There can be so many such activities which are adding no value to the process. It's just walking. Isn't the salary been wasted here? Yes, absolutely. That is not going for something which is productive and adding revenue to the organization or to the benefits to the customer. It's just movement. So if you have to do movement to do your daily job, then you're wasting a lot of money. And remember, you are not the only one. Everyone in the organization is doing similar tasks. There's so much of money which gets wasted. Japanese are so particular about that. They take account of 1 second. And we are talking about a minute. Minute is too big a number. They take account of every single second. Lean is all about fully utilizing every possible resource that you have. And that's what they will go. Minute is too big a number. So that's what I said, like when they account for every single time you bend and get up, you bend and get up, that is also counted in lean. So the Japanese are so particular about it. Now, having said that, how do you quantify? So the problem identification is done by spaghetti diagram. And solution to this is U-shaped cellular layout. Let's check this out quickly. It won't take long, but just an overview, from image perspective, we understand what is this. So we talked about spaghetti diagram. It looks like spaghetti itself, actually. This is actually, people have done it. These are layouts. Why does it happen? See, every time when I have to do a job, see, this is what the arrows will indicate the direction of the process, the way my process moves from one department to another, the way things are, the more number of times we cross each other's path. These are actually the drawings made by people, how your process moves from step 1 to step 2, step 2 to step 3. These are lots of things. You just have to go and search on this one. Layout. The poor layout, poor planning is the reason why this motion waste happened, because we did not think that as a waste. We just occupied various areas and called them, this is department A, this is department B, without realizing how my process actually flows. So every time whenever the path crosses, that means you have a poor layout. There are tons of examples you have to kind of just look. This is U-shaped layout, that was cellular one. But practically, this is, people have done lots of it. You quantify everyone's time, how many steps taken, how much time wasted in it. This is real world. When you do a consulting work, you try to quantify the time that it takes. How many steps did you have to walk from one place to another? And pretty much you quantify, you kind of, this is before lean and after lean, basically whatever. Every time has to be kind of accounted. So the problem identification, you might have to kind of go back and search. There are tons of information there for you can kind of look at this information. People have done real, some of the images are actual layout of an organization. It's just happening because there's a poor layout. This is some healthcare, I guess, hospital related stuff. You can quickly have a look at. This is about number of steps included, how much of steps taken from one place to another, how one place to another. That's time is accounted, how much time has been wasted. You will sort of do such similar structure. These are all spaghetti diagram. People construct this. So it's just about going and checking out something to get a clarity here. These are all layouts which will be created. So you have to quantify the number of steps taken and time invested from one place to another, That will help you understand how bad is the process. The more path crosses, you have a bad structure. The answer to this is U-shaped layout. Technically, I'm referring to this problem. This is the problem actually. This is how my process flows: 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7. That is U-shaped layout. Your process must move in the same order. Departments must be in the same order the way process moves. There's no more motion tracking. All Japanese companies work with a U-shaped layout. This is the traditional version. This is U-shaped layout. The way your process is designed, it's a U-shaped layout. Things move. If these two people are sharing something, they have lesser distance travel. Otherwise, from here to here, again, a motion moist. Here, things are close. And you will see lots of all Japanese companies are work with all these structure. This is how your process should move from one place to another. These are layouts where you have lots of, again, you have to do some bit of search yourself, but answers to all these questions is all Japanese facilities work with the same logic. Is U-shaped layout will reduce the movement if it required. Still, you'll have the lowest possible movement. So converting a line, which is this straight line, into a U-shaped layout, it will save that motion waste because everyone is doing that way. So just check this out whenever you get some time. This is good part of this information which needs to be kind of checked out, and you have to go and get the printout of your layout of your organization for various departments, and then track that time and path how your process moves. That will give you an answer what needs to be done about this one. So that's more about the motion waste. I guess somebody's mic is on. Let me just put that back on mute for a moment. Now coming back to waiting waste. Well, lean philosophy simply talks about cutting down the time, speeding up the process. Then we talk about waiting, then pretty much why are you waiting? Basically, why are we waiting? Waiting for some approval, waiting for instructions, waiting for raw material, waiting for, say, resources, or work in progress inventory, or is the machine downtime. You have to go to your process, every single process step, and see whether A process step completes, B did not start, why. You have to introspect. See, the foundation of lean is all about observations. You have to go and observe every process step and find these waste at every process. Is this waste happening? Is this waste happening? Is this waste happening? You have to quantify. You have to understand how bad is the process right now. So measurement of the process, if you've done it, your 80% or 70%, 80% problem is solved. Because to get started, you need to know where do I stand now? How bad is the process looking like? So quantification is more important. If you don't have it, then it will be just a vague improvement. It will happen and then it will go back. But no, lean has to be done religiously every day. It has to be practiced. So when we talk about waiting, you go to your process and observe and find the waste in the system, which is this waiting waste. Overproduction, well, thanks, congratulations, you have excess inventory. Well, Toyota never had to face this problem of overproduction. Why? Because they only order when it's needed and they exactly order what is needed. Nothing more, nothing less. Well, when you have excess material, you'll end up having excess production done. Well, this is finished good. When you have kind of completed your manufacturing of this, say earlier the cost of the product, raw material was 10,000, now it's 50,000. Because you've worked on it, the production cost, labor cost, everything has been added into this. So this is even more, plus the additional cost is already there. The storage cost, the insurance cost, handling cost, carrying cost, all those things will be there. So additional hidden cost is still there. So it has turned bad and really bad for a lot of corporates when you have produced in excess. What if the demand changes? What if the technology changes? What if the market, this market is changing so fast? So what if the demand of that type of product is gone? I'll tell you, we just completed it's been now 6 odd months now. We completed a black belt project, a Six Sigma black belt project for a client based out of Europe. This is one of the big publication house in Europe. They print the best booksellers, like they have got a big printing stuff in like 3 different countries. These guys had 7.5 million euros worth of book sitting in their warehouse. 7.5 million euros worth of book, and they have accumulated these books over a period of last 10 years. So this money is stocked up. So there was a best-selling book, a best-selling author. They printed a huge volume of it. Well, the bookseller demand was there. Yes, they were able to sell, but the volume that they sort of printed, there was too much. So the need of that particular book, the demand of the book dropped. New books started getting more prioritized. So they had to stock up. They had a huge warehouse And those books are obsolete now. Nobody wants to go back and read those outdated books. The money is stuck up. So you might be always in trouble, rather not might be, but you'll always be in trouble with overproduction. So it's always good to go with the pull logic, which is about the Toyota logic, to have just produce what is demanded. Don't overproduce it. Overprocessing is more about delivering more than what the customer is demanding. It might be gold plating, you might be trying to excite or thrill the customer, but that's a violation from a lean perspective, because you're overdoing. You're doing something which customer is not even demanding. Why are you doing it? Generally happens when we don't understand the customer requirements clearly. You end up over processing it. That's what it happens. So you have to say, for example, I become a Six Sigma certified. Well, my boss asked me for data. What I do in return, I collect the data, I analyze, make graphs and charts and everything. Then I share the data with my boss. Well, did I ask for it? Well, you overdoing it. If I need it, I will ask for it. Well, don't overdo. When you over process, it will come back and hurt you in most of the cases. Defects and reworks are self-explanatory. Well, if you have defects in the process, it is going to come back and hurt you very badly, because you have to rework on the same thing without getting paid. So if you have a defect, like it completely gets damaged, so either you have a number of scrapped items, or so then you have to prepare a new one to replace that. Or if it's partially damaged, then you have to rework to fix it. But bottom line, you're working again on the same thing without getting paid. You will not be paid for the rework that you're doing. You're not going to be paid. So this is where your process has to wait again to get the required item. The output is not complete. So because of that, you have to backfill it. You will be reworking on it, and that is going to delay the process. Violation of lean. This is the big curse when we talk about micromanagement, is the big problem nowadays in corporate world. See, it's when you're not able to utilize the talent and resources allocated to you. It's when the problem arises, because this is again a very hidden waste, because it's more of a self-realization. You've got to understand that the staff, the resources allocated to you for the project, if you're not been able to utilize them completely, you are creating this talent waste. For example, say if I needed somebody in my team, for example, for my project, I need to hire somebody as a consultant. So I have very crystal clear requirements that I need somebody who should be black belt at least. It will be great if this guy has its understanding of agile methodology, and will be great if this person has PMP certification also. I sort of explain about every possible desired skill that I would like to see in that resource. Fortunately, I got one. Amazing talent, amazing resource. What do? I hire this person and tell him, do as I say. Well, if you really needed a clerk, then you should have hired a clerk. You're wasting that brilliant talent who is brilliant in terms of every possible way, but you're not letting people work because you have a sense of insecurity. What if this guy does better? And then people will start comparing. Well, this happens a lot. Well, one bill gets passed by 10 different people. That's again micromanagement. You're not utilizing the talent fully. There are companies, without naming them, even a $50 bill goes through 7-stage approval, and the final one is a CEO. Well, if your CEO has to get down to approval of $50 bill, then God save that organization. The CEO has so much of time available. So it's more about understanding the resources allocated. That is also a waste if you're not utilizing them fully. So what you got to do is, when you observe the process, go to your process, see your process from beginning till end, every single process step. At every process step, you try to identify, is this waste happening in the system or not? And that's what you quantify, and you go about eliminating it in long run as we move forward into lean implementation. But knowing the waste is more important before we go ahead and eliminate it. I hope it's okay and clear with everyone. Is it fine? Anyone has any questions here? Perfect. Let's then check out the next one, which is what is the inventory waste and services? See, inventory waste and services could be any extra, like even in a service industry, like specifically when you talk about service, which specific industry you got to talk about, it can help me understand. Like even like a Domino's pizza, delivering a pizza is also you kind of delivering a service. That's where you have still occupying the inventory. What industry you're talking about? Like if you can specify an inventory, in a banking, so you have so much of the files and the when you talk about files, the forms, that is again inventory. Inventory is more about the inputs that's coming to your process, the extra bit of like reports, data that you might be occupying, but that's occupying some space in your system, in your LA place. You have the various types of banking forms which needs to be filled up. That is again inventory that you get printed, a lot of inventory. There could be a lot of things which can be there. Banking industry, this has been applied a lot. Turnaround time is a big deal. Yes, this banking industry, there's a lot of case studies in there. Okay, let's check this out, the Six Sigma part of it. Now, Six Sigma, I would like to kind of hear it from you all. What is Six Sigma as for you? Like, it'll be good to understand. What is Six Sigma? Oh, well, thanks, Janice. You answered it in the first go. Reduce the variations. Perfect. Yes. Six Sigma is about reducing variation in the process. The crux, unless and until your answer has variation in the definition, it will be always incomplete during the job interview. It is what you fix, what is not visible. Yes. So bottom line, what you can see, you fix with lean. What you can't see, you fix with Six Sigma. Let's understand. Well, we'll get into definition, but remember, basically, I'm facing a problem, some sort of challenge in my process. I've tried my knowledge, my skill set, experience, everything. The problem gets settled, but after some time, again the problem resurfaces. We again work on it as a team. We solve it. It stays okay for 2-3 months. Again, the problem resurfaces. That's when there's something missing. Probably we're not able to understand. We have applied all our knowledge, our experience, and we're just getting a temporary relief. But problem is still coming back. That means I need to know something more. There's something missing, what we are not able to see. That's when you need Six Sigma. These are chronic problems which have gone through multiple improvements, but they again reoccur. That's where you need Six Sigma. It's only where the lean has failed, that's when Six Sigma will step in. Ideally not before that. So Six Sigma is picked up for a purpose. It is a project, and that's for a radical change in your performance. So we'll talk about Six Sigma. It is about statistical approach to reduce variation. When I say variation, I'll write down defects in the process to increase effectiveness. Now, remember this words, we'll talk about lean. It improves the efficiency of the process. Lean was all about improving the efficiency. Six Sigma works on improving the effectiveness of the process. Let's break down the sentence to understand it better. When we say effectiveness, what do you mean by effectiveness? Well, a fancy jargon only. Well, this is nothing other than your quality percentage. So there's nothing so difficult about it. Well, you reduce your defects, obviously your quality gets better. So if you reduce your defect, which is the variation, we'll understand the variation part. But in simple terms, if you reduce your defect, your quality improves. Simple. How do you reduce the defect? By statistical approach. This is the mantra today. When we talk about in the current world, people are going mad after data. People want to, like if you install one application in your mobile phone, this application wants to have access to your contacts, your messages, everything. Why? People want data. Data is the new oil. Pretty much the companies which will have control over data will control the future economies. And that's what is more important. Understanding data will give you those insights which we generally can't see. So it's Six Sigma will help you find what is not visible to you. The problems, the reasons why you're facing a business problem. You will be able to figure out if you are going with a Six Sigma approach. Let's quickly understand a simple stuff. My client gave me like order that I need to make whiteboard marker, and the target length was 5.5 inches long marker that I was supposed to manufacture, 5.5 inches long marker. And based on these instructions, I started manufacturing these markers, and this is the length of various markers I got. Say hypothetically got these markers, length of markers that I've got, and let's reduce this 5.5. and pick up some more 5.5 out here just to kind of say one time. That's 5.5 and say a couple of more. Well, let's see. Is this 5.5? No, that's variation from 5.5. It is less than 5.5. That's a defect. Is this 5.5? No, that's again a variation from 5.5. This is a defect. Is this 5.5? No, again a variation. This is again a variation on lower lesser side. This is fine, this is fine, this is fine. This is less than 5.5, more than, less than, less than, more than. So these are all variations from 5.5. These are all defects in the eyes of customer. If it's not 5.5, it's a defect. Simple as that. It's more than 5.5 or less than 5.5 is variation from 5.5. Either more or less is a variation. And that will be treated as a defect in the eyes of customer. What Six Sigma does when you've been facing similar challenge, you collect the data, you perform statistical analysis, and you are able to figure out what is the real root cause, why you're facing this problem. If you know what is causing the problem, you can solve it. The reason why you're not able to see, because you don't know what is actually causing the problem. So you can't fix it. When you don't know the disease, what medicine would you give? So here, with the help of Six Sigma, with the help of statistical analysis, you're able to figure out what is actually causing this problem. And when you get to know, you will have a solution of this. It's just that my problem is that we don't know what is causing this trouble. So with the help of statistics, with the data-driven approach, you will be able to find out as to what is the real reason why you're facing the business problem. So a quick one, if I say my process is working at a Six Sigma level, what is the performance level we're talking about? Anyone knows in terms of certain numbers? What will be my quality percentage or something like that if my process is working at Six Sigma level? What's the performance in quality? Quality percentage, 99.99, no, it's less. 99.99 is less. Quality, okay, we have got some answers. Okay, yes, thank you. It says 3.4 DPMO. We'll talk about what is that. 3.4 ppm. What does it mean? If your process is working at 3.4 defects per million opportunity, what it means that if you are given 1 million opportunities, the maximum probability of making a defect is 3.4 in 1 million. It's like a zero defect almost, because it's 1 million. 3.4 doesn't even stand a chance. 3.4 parts per million is also Six Sigma level. So if you're manufacturing this marker, the maximum probability of having a defective marker which has a variation is only 3.4 defective markers out of 1 million markers that you manufacture. This is almost like a zero defect. This is about how bad is the process. This is the defect rate. If your process is working at Six Sigma level, this is the defect rate of your process, 3.4 in 1 million. And what if I have to convert this into quality percentage at Six Sigma? It is 99.99966%. That is the quality percentage of a process working at Six Sigma level. If your process is working at this quality percentage, you will say my process is working at Six Sigma level, or you can say the defect rate is 3.4 defects in 1 million opportunities, or 3.4 parts per million, meaning is the same. Now, having said that, let's understand some more facts about it. How good is Six Sigma? We need to definitely understand. Well, is 99% quality good quality? Just to quickly check, 99% quality. If I say your process is working at 99% quality, would you still be happy with that?
Right.
Yeah, generally, yes. So if my 99% quality says pass percentage is 99 out of 100, that's what 99% quality says. Fail percentage is 1 out of 100. So that means I will make one error out of 100 and I will pass, like my quality will be 99 out of 100. If I make one error out of 100, how many errors will we make in million at the same quality defect rate at 99% quality? What will be the defect rate in 1 million? 4, 5, 6. How many defects? If I make one error out of 100, how many defects will I make in 1 million? at the same rate, one defect out of 100. So if I continue the same quality, 10,000, yes, that is correct. I will be making 10,000 errors in 1 million. Now what we're comparing it with, Six Sigma level, 3.4. This is the difference between 99% quality and Six Sigma. The two worlds apart. No comparison between 19. Yes, once upon a time, the companies could have become a world-class companies at 99%. Today, you will be history if your process is working at 99% quality. Well, gone are those days. Customer used to tolerate defects. Customer has become absolutely intolerant. You have one defect, the customer will switch your product or service because you are just an option. Not about like 20 years ago or 30 years ago. Barely we had choices. Like if you wanted like a business phone, well, there was only one choice, BlackBerry. Everyone would have used BlackBerry at least. Because only business phone we had was BlackBerry. You needed a camera. You had not this Kodak and so on and so forth. They were big brand names. Well, if they were good or bad, you don't have a choice. You had to use them. But now, since the customer has so many choices, every company, every brand is just an option. And customer will not tolerate defect. The customer has become zero tolerant. And that's why this is people are switching to Six Sigma because this helps you attain a zero defect logic. So this is almost like a zero defect in 3.4 in 1 million. This is why the industry wise everyone is shifting towards Six Sigma process, because 99% quality, we are heading for trouble. We will be history if we are working at 99%. It was good, but it's bad and it's pathetic in current scenario. Yes, we will be history. It's, as I said, 99% quality is too bad in current context. Now we've been talking about Six Sigma. In general, what is this Sigma level? Weird definition, but by the way, that's correct. It's a defect measuring scale. It's a weird definition. It doesn't tell you how good you're doing. It tells you how bad you are doing. So let's see what is the Sigma level scale. We have 0 Sigma. Yes, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a scale. It's normal measurement scale. It doesn't end anywhere. It goes on and on. There's no end to this scale. And yes, we have negative sigma also. So we have -1 sigma, -2 sigma. It can be in negative also. You can have positive sigma, negative sigma. You can have every possible sigma level. Let's quickly have a look at this and we'll understand the concept clearly when we say sigma level. So this is a defect measuring scale. So if my process is creating defects, how many defects? 3.4 defects in 1 million. Then I'll say it is working at Six Sigma level. That's the level of like performance we're looking at. If your process is working at Six Sigma level, your process will be barely creating about 3.4 defects in 1 million. That's phenomenal. But are there industries better than Six Sigma? Yes. There are industries better than Six Sigma. Six Sigma is not the best Sigma. There are industries working at better Sigma. We'll talk about 12. Yes, we have aviation industry at 12 Sigma. We have pharmaceutical industry at 11 Sigma. Just think about a situation. Would you be comfortable taking a flight when you know that out of 3, if aviation industry would be working with Six Sigma level, would you be comfortable taking a flight when you say, no, out of 1 million flights that will take off, 3.4 will crash? Absolutely not. It's fatal. Every single error is a fatal error. So many people can die. Why there's so much of hue and cry about COVID vaccine? Why can't you make vaccine and give it to everyone? Well, no, so many people can die. These are critical industries, nuclear reactors. This is for NASA space programs and all those. These are critical. These are critical industries where every single error is a big deal. Well, these are critical industries. So technically, then why are we talking about Six Sigma? Why don't we study 11 Sigma, 12 Sigma? Why are we talking about Lean Six Sigma as Six Sigma course? Why? Why Six Sigma? Because this is the benchmark. Why benchmark? Because for every other industry, this is the landmark where we want to get to Six Sigma. Why beyond this, beyond Six Sigma, you generally need automation. It's very, very difficult to reduce any other error beyond Six Sigma, because human errors will always be there. So to eliminate any further defects, you need automation. And all these industries are automated. You don't do it manually, sort of thing. So anything which you have to do, take it beyond Six Sigma, reduce any possible error, you have to go for automation. And that's why, simple logic, as your defect reduces, sigma level increases. So higher the sigma, better it is. So these are industries working at a higher sigma level because you need to have automation. But for every other industry, like we were talking marker, if this company gets to a level of Six Sigma, do you think this inventory will invest millions of dollars just to save the cost of 3.4 defective marker? No. They will never go beyond Six Sigma, because if I'm able to get to a 3.4 defective markers out of 1 million, I'm any which ways industry leader. What will be the cost of saving 3.4 defective markers? The cost of 3.4 defective markers is nothing, but the cost of going for automation will be millions of dollars. Not every industry, not every company would like to go beyond Six Sigma, but this is something which is achievable by quality management tools, statistical tools, project management tools. It will get you to the level of Six Sigma at some point in time. So this is where every other industry will look for Six Sigma as a benchmark. Now, when your process is at 50% defect rate, what is your sigma level? 0 sigma at 50% defect rate. So basically, if your defect rate is more than 50%, sigma level will be negative. So as defects increases, sigma level drops. So higher the sigma, better it is in case of any given case. But if my defects increases, my sigma level will drop in this case. Practically, do need to kind of mug up these things. Why? Because we will be able to calculate sigma. See, there are numerous methods through which we calculate sigma level, and we can't obviously discuss. They are more from a complex situation, but I will definitely tell you one simple method or one simple formula how sigma level gets calculated. We can't get into the explanation of it because the background of that has to be understood, but it's a very simple one. Let's check this out, how sigma level is calculated in real world scenario. Say I have an application which I am trying to fill in. This application process has certain fields. We try to get some terminologies to understand how sigma level gets calculated. I have to fill in name in that application form. I have to fill in date of birth. I have to fill in, say, income, the employer detail, and say address, and say we got like 5 different fields in an application, and I'm auditing few applications. So application 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to understand the sigma level for this process. Say this is about 10 different applications I audited. How do I calculate sigma level? Simple way. This process. Which is about application filling process, and I'm trying to find. So this application process, I checked the first application, all fields were there. Next. I kept checking all the applications. While I was auditing, I found this application has date of birth missing. Now this can't be processed. This application had employer and address missing. Now technically, now let's find out certain terminologies associated with Six Sigma world. You should know what is the number of defects here. Anyone just want to kind of, we can quickly kind of parallelly help me out with these answers. Number of defects,
3.
Number of defects is 3. You're right. So then there is a term called number of units. Now what do I call as unit? What is a unit I'm auditing? Applications. So we got 10 different applications which I'm auditing. Okay, opportunities per unit. How many opportunities do I have per unit to find an error?
5.
Absolutely, we have 5 different fields. You're right about that. So total opportunities I have 5 multiplied by 10, which is 50. I had total of 50 opportunities to find an error, and out of which I found 3 errors. Simple as that. Now I have to kind of find out how defect. Now there is a term called DPO. DPO stands for defect per opportunity. How do you get this? Defect is here and divided by total number of opportunities. That is your defect per opportunity, which is defect divided by total opportunities. Then there is a term, this is DPO. Then we have a term DPU, defect per unit. Defective, so this is a defective per unit. So how many units were defective? How many units were defective here, which cannot be processed? Two. Out of 5.
Out of
Yes,
5.
10. So we had 2 defective applications which could not be processed out of 10. So this is 2 out of 10. So here I have got defective divided by total units. These are terms that we're just trying to get accustomed to the terms, and then we can calculate simply sigma level. DPMO is how many errors would you make in a million? Defect per million opportunities, which is DPO value, defect in opportunity, one single multiplied by million, which is 6 zeros. That will be your DPMO. If you make one error opportunity, you have 0.06 error. Then in a 1 million, you make 60,000 error. That is DPMO. So DPO multiplied by 10 to the power 6, which is 1 million. That will give you DPMO. That brings you to the simple formula of finding the sigma level. Let's check this out. If I have defect rate of the process, I can convert that into sigma level. We will now, given that we have to convert it into sigma level, this is what we call as sigma level. There are more discussion, but given that it's a preliminary stuff, we can't go into that discussion of what is the meaning, how the formula works, but we can definitely solve. This is how it's done. Sigma level is calculated. Say if I want to find, if I have say 15% error rate, 15% defect, what is my sigma level? How do I calculate it? Let's check this out. Formula is, I'm going to leave it like that so you can see, norm sin V. I have to keep it this way so you can see what is the formula. Otherwise, norm sin V 1 minus defects divided by total plus 1.5. That's the formula which you have to use to find your sigma level. Let's check this out. Norm sin V 1 minus defects are, total defects we had is 3 out of 50. Close the bracket, plus 1.5. So I'll say this process which we audited, we have 3.05 sigma level. Well, you want to check this out for some more? We can try this just right now. So for example, I did some audits. When I did audit, so I audited about say 12,000 parts or 12,000 invoices, and I found 167 errors out of say these many parts audited. This is what's my sigma level. Norm sin V 1 minus, I'm using the same formula written there. What is the defects? 167 defects out of 23487. Close the bracket, plus 1.5. That's the formula. Why 1.5 will be because we need to get down to the more of statistical stuff, so which is practically not possible, but that's the formula. We only the thing which there is an explanation for which we have to have some basic understanding of the background, how sigma level got calculated and everything. But for now, that's the formula. That's how sigma level will be actually. There are multiple methods. This is the easiest one that we can talk about given the yellow belt scenario, but there are more methods to check this out. Now, quickly checking this out for another one. Say we have 50% defect rate. If I say, let's check this out for 50% defect rate. Norm sin V 1 minus 50 divided by 100 plus 1.5. Bracket 1. So if I add 1.5, so if I don't add 1.5, it will be 0. If 50%, when your process is at 50% defect rate, it's 0. But there's a concept of two different types. There are two types of sigma. One is called long-term sigma, one is called short-term sigma. But for now, that's what we have to go with. Current, this is called current sigma level. Current sigma level of the process is after you add 1.5. And why? Pretty much we have to kind of park that for now. If you have more than 50% defect rate, pretty much they say you have got 85% defect. Just to see the negative part, let's see. Norms in V 1 minus 85 divided by 100. That's 0.46 sigma. What should you get here? Practically, you get calculate. Well, why leave 6 sigma? We were saying 3.4 defects in 1 million opportunity. Let's check this out. Norms in V 1 minus 3.4 defects in 1 million opportunities plus 1.5. See, 5.999. This is rounded off. It will become 6 sigma. So when we say process is working at 3.4 defects in 1 million, it is 6 sigma process. So as of now, when we have seen and looked at the comparison between lean and 6 sigma, they're two different worlds. Lean is purely based on observation. 6 sigma is all about looking at data, analyzing data. They're simple formulas. All you need to know is the formulas, and pretty much will always be able to solve it. It's very simple, easy to understand these methods of implementing 6 sigma. But yes, basic understanding. This is because from a yellow belt perspective, we try to understand this. Okay, so okay, let me kind of answer this. Just a quick second. Let me tell you that, so we can still talk about this one. This doesn't take long. Let me delete this. Could answer this for you for now. This is called long-term sigma. It is called current sigma level. And this is where we do sigma level. This is long-term sigma. This one is called long-term sigma plus 1.5 will give you current sigma level. It's something which is apart from this one. Let's see. This is where you get your answer, the one that you're talking about. Norms in V 1 minus 15 divided by 100. If we don't add 1.5, that gives you long-term sigma. That is your sigma level. If you just check this out, you will now start seeing negative. There are two different types of sigma level. What we use for communication and reporting is the sigma. This is used for reporting. Sigma. When we talk about sigma level, we always talk in the language of, this is the actual one which comes from the calculation. We added 1.5 in this, so everything when we, let me quickly now just about copy paste of it. Let's see, we get both the sigma. This is 167 defects out of 23487 plus 1.5 will give me the sigma level. 50% defect rate, put in 50 by 100. That's 0. And this is plus 1.5 will be reported as 1.5 sigma. Now you'll get negative sigma. This is 85%. Negative, this is negative, but will be 1.5 once added will give you this sigma. So on and so forth for 6 sigma. Here say 3.4 defects in 1 and 10 to the power 6. This is 4.5 plus 1.5 will give you 6 sigma. So that's how it's calculation. So there are two types of sigma, but this is used for communication and reporting purposes. Only the current sigma. We don't use this for communication. That's how it is. Is it okay and clear to everyone now? Basically, a basic whereabout of how sigma level works and pretty much the basic differentiation. Lean is all what you see and understand how your process works. You find the problems, you find a waste in every process step to see, is this waste happening? And if you are able to figure that out, then you go about eliminating the waste from the system by identifying those waste in the system. Now, that's what we have as a basic definition or differences between Lean and Six Sigma. Now, how Six Sigma works, basically that we definitely should understand. That's when we talk about Six Sigma frameworks. Framework of Six Sigma is what we call as D, M, A, I, and C. This is how you will be implementing Six Sigma in real world. D stands for define, measure, analyze. Janice, thanks a lot. That's correct, 100%. Improve and control. This is how Six Sigma projects work. So if you recall that I was showing you this is production, this is ticket. Let me open up one just to kind of give you a quick idea about what a typical real world project will look like this. So you have a define phase, you understand by using project management tools and techniques how which project, because as an organization you might be dealing with multiple challenges. You cannot solve every problem with one single project, so you have to understand how a real world project goes through. So define phase, what we have seen in the define phase, you select the right project using project management skills. So in the define phase, you only have project management skills, no statistics involved here, because you will be learning about project management, PMP related stuff to understand how do you select a project, how do you identify a project, how do you convince the management that this project needs to be implemented. So the techniques that we adopt and all those things that we see here, these are all different types of methods that we, and from a PMP standpoint, we also learn. There's a lot many things we learn in define phase, but they're all project management related. Coming to measure phase, this is where we collect reliable data for analysis, because data, Six Sigma is all about data driven study. So data is wrong, your analysis will be wrong. This is where you baseline the process data, understand how bad is the situation. So quantification and understanding the current situation, this is going to be dealt with quality management plus statistics. Analyze phase, purely that's a statistical tests are performed to find root cause. The thing which we are not able to find, why the problem reoccurs, we have not been able to find it. Why? Because it's beyond our visual understanding. So with the help of statistical tests, you will be able to find why, what is actually bothering us, what is actually causing the business problem. So you go about doing it. So let's go and check this out. So you find the problem, you understand sample size calculations and stuff, measurement system analysis. There are lots of statistics which will be involved, and it's easy. And that's when you analyze, you do understand the Sigma levels. This is where you kind of look into the Sigma level of the process. This long term and short term, all those things. So here's long term, short term, all those things are applied here. And that's Minitab way of understanding it. And then there are various statistical tests that needs to be performed. So then the actual testing, the root cause analysis starts happening to find out what is actually causing the problem and using the statistical test. This is where we go about implementing various tools of statistics. We find out what is causing the problem, then you know the problem, then you go about achieve the target. Your management must have kept some target for you that you have to achieve, say reduce the cost, increase the quality, improve the profits, whatever. You achieve the target. Again, quality management and statistics. Control phase is about sustain the improvement. The beauty about Six Sigma project is that once you improve something, it will never go back to the original position. It stays improved, it will never go back. And that's where, again, this comes into picture. So first part is purely about project management. Then it all boils down to your approach. So what happens in real world, if you talk about the approach of Six Sigma, see, if it's a real world situation, real world problem that we all have to deal with, it's not that we're not Six Sigma professionals, then we don't work on projects, we don't solve problems. No, we have a real world problem. We apply real world solutions based on our experience, our education. We implement them. In most of the cases, yes, we are successful, but there are certain problems which reoccurs again. We're not able to understand why. We tried and solved everything, but again it reoccurs. Well, with Six Sigma, the approach is slightly different. The problem is still the same, but here we convert this into a statistical problem. This statistical problem is converted into a statistical solution. Here we know exactly what needs to be done. This has worked. Then we implement in real world. So we know it's no hit and trial. We exactly know when we're implementing the solution in real world, it's going to work. Why? Because we already validated things out here. That's what Six Sigma approach is. So if you talk about define, this is where the define phase comes into picture. Statistical problem is where you have measure phase and analyze phase. When you talk about statistical solution is the improve phase. And finally, real world solution is when you control that solution is the control phase. That's how the projects actually work. So this is pretty interesting and fascinating to work on a Six Sigma project because it gives you a complete control over the entire process that you're dealing with. While we're doing with the statistical testing, there will be some quality tools which will be used. So you have the statistical test, but there's certain 7 quality tools which we end up using. 7 QC tools is what we refer them, and they are also called as 7 quality control tools. 7 quality control tools. Let's check this out first. List of 7 quality control tools: histogram, check sheet, flow chart, fishbone diagram, Pareto chart, also referred as 80-20 rule. You have scatter plot, and you have control charts. These are 7 quality control tools which are used globally. People use this predominantly when you talk about in real world scenario. People use this. Now, just briefly going over through these tools when we talk about histogram. Let me quickly pick up one data, and that will be the right way to kind of show you what is histogram and how to kind of deal with it. So we do share the files to work on. These are the files we share. We share reference project for the participants to work on during the training part of it. So they will have a practical understanding of doing it. It's not about I can teach you theory and then expect you to do practical work. It will be unfair and unrealistic. So you do it. It's more about experiential learning about how to do solve a problem. So we're going to learn about what is histogram. But this is my data, and I want to make a histogram for your average handling time. So the time, it will cost, it will be sales, whatever business problem. So here we go to graph, we go to histogram, and I can use with fit. Let me make one histogram. That's what your histogram looks like. That's your histogram. When I look at a histogram, it tells me where is the average and how much is the spread of the process. It helps you to understand the process variations from lows to high, how much it can expand, it can go low, how low it can go, how high it can go, where is the center, the average of the process. So technically, this is where the average of the process lies, or whatever it is, somewhere here. That's what says 18 average is the 18.64 mean of the process. And it tells you how high your process is likely to move, how low your process is likely to move. So it helps you to understand the center of the process and the variation in the process. This is the variation, how far it can go on both the sides. That's a variation. So lesser the variation, better it is, because Six Sigma is all about reducing the variation. This chart would become, if you implement Six Sigma, this will become like this. So technically, this is where you have a bad process, a flattened process, which has lots of variation. This is the center, and the process is varying too much. When you implement Six Sigma, when you reduce the variation, your process becomes like this. Variation has reduced. You further improve another process, and this is where your process looks like. Variation keeps on reducing. The variation keeps on reducing, the sigma level gets better. As your variation was high, sigma level was bad. The variation reduced, sigma level got better. It further reduced, it got better. So you continue to squeeze that variation. Variation is the bad part. You don't want variation in the process. So histogram is a very, very important tool in the calculation of sigma level, also happens through this histogram itself. So technically, when I'm looking at histogram, it helps us understand the process, mean and spread, the variation basically, mean and variation, centering and variation, centering, variation in the process. So it's even sigma level is calculated using histogram. Well, So it's one of the most commonly used tools in case of real world scenario. You have to start your analysis. You will always start with the histogram. Next thing is when you have check sheets. Now check sheet is basically the format in which you collect information. It could be a to-do list, it could be a checklist, it could be an audit sheet, it could be probably your when you talk about like data collection sheet. Even the housekeeping guys maintain their like 8 o'clock clean, 9 o'clock clean. They make a tick, tick, tick. That's what is check sheet. Well, simple way to collect the information. You need a check sheet because you have to collect data somewhere to analyze the data. That's where the check sheet comes into picture. Now, flowcharts are by default going to be applied if you need to implement. You need to have flowchart to find the wastes in the process. Without a flowchart, lean cannot be implemented. You need to quantify the process beginning till the end, look at the process, find the waste in the process, and you see where's the waste. That's how you go about improving. So quantification of waste in the process will be done through the flowcharts. We'll check this out. Fishbone diagram is about finding out possible causes which may be affecting the business problem. So this is generally referred as 6 M's. 6M stands for man, machine, method, material, measurement, and Mother Nature. So this 7 quality tools was introduced by a gentleman called Ishikawa. Ishikawa, he was not the inventor of this one. So Ishikawa compiled this list, not the one who. So he was the who compiled the list. Out of this 7, Ishikawa only created one. This is the original version of basically Ishikawa's own creation was this fishbone diagram. The rest were compiled by him. He was not the creator of all the other things. It was only thing, and this is why it's also called Ishikawa diagram, fishbone diagram, or cause and effect diagram. As per Ishikawa, if you're facing any business problem, that could be because of man, people related challenge, machine, could be machinery problem, could be method, the process related challenges, or it could be the material that you use, or could be the Mother Nature, which is environmental factors. So you would create a fishbone diagram which looks like this. Delay in the ticket closure time, so all man related problems, all machine related problems, or method related, you speculate. Brainstorming activity will get you this fishbone diagram. This is created on Minitab. Using Minitab, we have got this one. Pareto chart, one of the most commonly tools which we use for prioritization of problems based on count. Pareto chart is the most widely used tool. Out of most of these, people use Pareto chart very, very, very frequently. Why it's called 80-20 rule? Well, just a quick one. This won't take long here. This gentleman, Wilfred Pareto, some Italian guy way back in say 16th or 17th century. This guy was given the task by the king of that point in time, and this gentleman was given the task to understand the wealth distribution in the entire kingdom. And when he came back with this his analysis, he felt that 80% of the wealth was controlled by 20% people. So huge inequality of the distribution of income was there. Practically, this was found true in industrial purposes also. So when you look at in real world scenario also, you will see maximum problems will occur because of few reasons. This is a simple example. Let's kind of see how Pareto chart looks like. So we have got this Pareto chart data. Let's understand. So as and when the customers kept on complaining, we kept collecting data. Like they were, say, some defects, customers complain about missing screws, 274 complaints, missing clips, 59 complaints, defective housing, 19. So different types of complaint, and how many times did we get the complaint. So if I have to make a Pareto chart out of it, I go to Start, Quality Tools, and here it's Pareto chart. I click on Pareto chart. I select the defect in defects, frequencies, and the count. and I do not want to combine smaller ones. They generally combine the smaller ones, so I want to see it separately. Do not combine, and that's what I get this Pareto chart created right here. That's what it tells me. Now, just to understand this Pareto chart, I will sort of create one here in Excel, and let's match it and understand how it works. In Minitab, I don't have to kind of sort anything. Like I just copied this data as it is, like this. Just copied it and I made a Pareto chart out of it. But if you're doing it in Excel, you have to do some bit of extra work. What is the extra work? You have to first sort this data by count. So in descending order, largest to smallest. That's how my data looks like. Now I take the sum of all these complaints. Some of the complaints, how many complaints were there? There were 423 complaints. Now what do? I find individual percentage, how much each complaint contributed to the total, which is 274 is what percentage of the total complaint? 423. This is 64.7%. And simply I copy paste this formula here. Take the percentage. So this is about 64 point some percentage here. So this is 64.7% of the total complaint. This is 13.95% of total complaint. This is 10.17. That's the individual percentage of every type of complaint, which is total of 100%. Now, I look for cumulative percentage here, which is adding up. This alone is contributing 64.78. Yes. If we add 64.78 of first complaint plus 13.95 of second, the total will be 78.72% complaint. These two together will be contributing 72.7. These three together are contributing 88.89. If we add this, it will be 88.89. Plus 4.49 will give me 93. Plus 2.36 will give me. And this is cumulative as we go up to 100%. Now, if I make Pareto chart, I select this data, select the count, I select the cumulative percentage, not the individual one. I go to insert. In the insert tab, I will go to this option. It says insert statistic chart. Click on this. Here is my Pareto chart. Same chart that we published there. If I take this here, I can do the beautification. Let me just kind of leave it like this. I can click on the plus sign and get the data labels. I get to know 274 complaints. This is what we see in this Pareto chart as well. See, these were two total count of complaints at the bottom. This is the individual percentages we calculated. That's the cumulative percentages we calculated. And this line represents the cumulative percentage line. So if I want to find out like 80%, 20% logic. So if I solve, see, you don't have to be very adamant about 80%. If I solve these two problems, I will be done with 78.7% of complaints. I don't have to be very adamant about 80%. It's all about finding the, so if I know that this complaint, this is this one, let me see, let me highlight this. This is what I would like to kind of focus on. Prioritization, this is the topmost complaints that we have. So I will try to focus on these two. If I solve these two, I will be able to solve 78.7% complaint. Pretty much just about prioritizing. The logic of Pareto says that you try to solve this problem or you try to solve this problem. The effort will be more like same, but the benefit will be very, very different. Here you'll be able to solve like 78.7, but here it's just small complaints. Don't run after everything. Prioritize first to understand what needs to be worked upon. That's the Pareto chart version. So Pareto chart is a very widely used method people use across the industry. So Pareto chart works fine, but it's only based on prioritization of count-based problem. Coming to scatter plot is when we try to find relationship between two numerical variables, x and y, two different variables. For example, like hours of study versus exam scores. Do you think there is a relation? Well, hours of time invest, like hours of workout versus body weight, speed of the car versus accidents. Well, we want to draw some relationship between two variables. One, we feel this impacts this. We might want to draw a scatter plot, and this is pretty easily done if you have to kind of make a scatter plot. It's just about dotted lines. That's how we will see. Let's look at some of this scatter plot. Just a quick one, won't take long. Sales and temperature. Let me just get this one. You can do it in Excel as well, by the way. Want to find out if the relationship is there between sales and temperature. So I can go to scatter plot with the regression line, sort of gets me a direction of the dots. I'll use that. Y is the business problem. So sales, I want to understand the impact of temperature on sales. So X is the variable. I want to see if that impacts the Y, which is sales. That's how my perhaps. This tells me a great deal of impact. Well, if my temperature was low, my sales was low. As my temperature increased, sales increased. As my temperature increased, sales increased. This is something what we call as positive relationship, positive correlation between them. So as the temperature increases, my sales also increases correspondingly. So that's a positive. So when you want to find a relationship, it could be positive, it could be negative, it could be no relation, but different kind of relationships can be seen. So when you want to try a relationship between two numerical variables, you will do a scatter plot. Final one is the control chart. When we talk about control chart, it's about control charts. There are many control charts actually. We've got different types of control chart. Dr. Walter Schubert introduced these control charts in 1920s. They were used, tried, tested, and proven successful. But Six Sigma people just copied it and called it as a control phase. Well, sorry, but these guys were biggest copycats. They did nothing. They just copied the control. Since 1920s, they were popular. And Six Sigma came after, way after that. So they just copied it and made a control chart. So Six Sigma projects are great. Why? Because you don't lose that improvement. Why? Thanks to control phase. And why? Thanks to this gentleman who introduced this control chart. So, well, they were biggest copycats who introduced the Six Sigma. They just compiled the list of the best practices used in this one. So various industries, they use quality management, they use project management, they use statistics. They compiled everything in the best possible way, and they created this so-called control charts, like Six Sigma phases, which is one of those is control charts. So these are the 7 quality control tools that we have. Now, I hope it is okay and clear with everyone. Is it okay with everyone?
Yes, sir.
Oh, perfect.
Yes, everyone.
Perfect. Let's not too much into the history part of it. We will not get into too much, but yes, there's some bit of it definitely required to understand. We wouldn't do too much of deep dive, but it's important to still know where did it start. Where did it start? Some bit of history part should be understood by us. So I guess somebody's mic is on. I'll just kind of quickly put back on mute and just 1 second. So where did lean started? Anyone kind of pitch in? Where did lean start? Where did the lean start actually in the first place?
Ford Industries.
Ford, yes. Ford actually. No, not Ford. We talk about lean. Lean. Okay. So we have. So we've got both the answers.
Lean started at Toyota, I think.
Yeah, we got both the answers.
Motorola?
And no, Motorola was wrong. Lean, Toyota, and we got Ford. 2 different versions. Let's understand. And both the answers are in some shape or form correct. No answer is wrong. Let's go and understand why. The old version, the available evidence is when lean was implemented for industrial purposes to quantify some benefits, it comes from Ford Motors. Well, please hang on to it. It will come back to Toyota again. So Ford Motors is when this was headed by Henry Ford, who was the CEO of Ford. Now, these guys came up with a concept of assembly line. Assembly line replaced an old version of production. Just let me try to go and sketch up to kind of explain what this old version was, because the things started with Ford Motors itself. So earlier the cars were manufactured through a craft manufacturing method. Craft manufacturing, so there's one car which is made here, so it will be locked at the workstation. This is locked here. It doesn't move anywhere. This next car which is made here, so this is built here itself, it's locked here. Another car which is here. So the cars were stationary at one place. People used to move from one car to another. If I'm fitting a bulb in a car, I'll move with bulbs into this car, fit in the bulbs, move to the next car, fit in the bulbs, move to the next car, fit in the bulbs. Somebody who's fitting in a tire will move with all the tires from one car to another. It was a very, very, very slow process. And because of constant moving, this used to cause damage to the spare parts. So the old version, which we call as craft manufacturing. In craft manufacturing, globally, and that's how cars were manufactured, craft manufacturing. People were moving, cars were stationary. The production capacity of Ford at that time was 30 to 35 cars per month. That's all. Apart from this, there was a lot of damage done to the spare parts. Plus, it was slow process. What these guys did in 1908, they came up with assembly line concept, which is where people became stationary and parts started moving on a belt. This speeded up the process. This is production capacity increased 3 to 4 times. The concept of mass production came into picture. Well, world incorporated assembly line, even till date, we have assembly line. This is where the concept of lean actually got implemented, speeding up the process. Lean is all about speed of the process. Can you produce the cars faster? Within a day, they were able to produce multiple cars, which used to take hours and hours. They were able to produce cars at a much faster rate. That was the concept, and worldwide people copied this thing, and that's what speeded the process of production everywhere, in every possible industry. That sort of came with Toyota. Now, Toyota was the one who gave the word lean to the world. Lean came from Toyota. The word lean was introduced by Toyota, but the work was already done by Ford. The activity of speeding of process to cut down the process waste, yes, they had already done it, but Toyota came up with something we call as Toyota Production System. Toyota Production System is a collection of lean tools, how lean was incorporated by Toyota, and they made it a great deal. A great deal. Was just want to tell you a very quick background about it so that we should know. When Japan was bombarded by Americans at that point in time, so even before bombardment, Japan was engaged with in war for pretty long time, and their economy was in a bad shape. The infrastructure was in a bad shape because of continuous bombing and all. And post this war, the atomic bombs were put in the Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Things were in an absolute, like, country had only one choice: either they should go back, like the country would have filed for bankruptcy, or for that matter, they had only one choice. With given resources, we have to create the best out of it. Now, what these guys obviously chose is to create the best out of it. They understood that I can't beat General Motors. They had so big. They don't have a problem of capital, infrastructure. They have a proven market. They have monopoly. Ford has the same. We can't beat them in volume. Yes, we can beat them with quality. We will manufacture few cars, but those cars will be customer centric. They will be cheaper, reliable, comfortable, less warranty claims, and yes, they created the masterpiece, which is Toyota cars. They were much cheaper than the existing cars in the market. The cars were reliable, comfortable in every possible sense. People loved it. These cars were tailor-made, keeping the end customer in mind, and that's what lean advocates. The end user should be benefiting, and that's what these guys did. Soon it became popular. People loved it, and it became talk of the town. Investors started pulling in money because Japanese quality product were all quality centric product, and people were loving it. Investors were making money. Their problem of capital, infrastructure, everything was resolved. They became big. They ate market share of General Motors, Ford Motors, and it's not only automobile. Every other industry in Japan was blooming like anything because they had unlocked this lean concept, which everyone was struggling to understand what is so different with Japanese product. That's when was hurting somebody else as well. That was hurting Motorola. That's what lean is the reason why Six Sigma came into existence. The birth of Six Sigma happened because of lean. Motorola had a complete monopoly in two products, Motorola pager and walkie-talkie. So this is either used by the police officials or the security guards. Pagers, pretty much, if you're of my age, you would have used pager for sure. So these guys started getting tough competition from the Japanese counterpart, and they were actually bleeding in a bad shape because of lean. So there were new companies in Japan which were manufacturing pages much cheaper, much better than Motorola. There were companies who started manufacturing walkie-talkie which were much better than Motorola. Investors started pulling out money from Motorola. There was a bad shape. That's when Bill Smith was given the task. Bill Smith he's known as father of Six Sigma, and the CEO of Motorola who gave the project was Bob Galvin. Bob Galvin was the CEO who gave the project to this gentleman, Bill Smith. Along with this gentleman, another person, Dr. Michael Harry, spelled as M-I-K-E-L. Michael Harry, these two people were put together on a project to come up with something which can beat this so-called lean, which was troubling them a lot. Yes, in 1986, they announced it to the world that we have come up with something called Six Sigma, a new term for everyone. Well, this could give you 3.4 defects in 1 million opportunity. That was a shocker for everyone. Even Japanese got shock of their life. Is that also possible? Is this level of quality also possible? Because with that lean, they were striking 99%, which was a great deal. In that era, 90% quality was a great deal. Lean was getting them 99% kind of quality. Well, this was even an eye-opener for Japanese people. Well, is that also possible? Yes. Well, it was a game changer for Motorola. Motorola regained everything they had lost. Market share, investors, everything. Pretty much thanks to Bob Galvin. This guy was a noble soul. Never tried to keep it as a secret company information. They invited companies to come in Motorola facility, see how Six Sigma projects are done. How do you analyze? How do you find the problem? This is how we have done it. They taught a lot of industries. They conducted seminars. And finally, yes, big companies stepped in, which is we still have. This is one of the biggest names, ABB, Asian Brown Boveri. They still use Six Sigma. Allied Signal, Honeywell. These companies were giants, but in a different sector. They incorporated Six Sigma, and Dr. Michael Harry joined Honeywell or Allied Signal. I honestly don't recall, but he was poached from them. They were hired with a better salary, whatever. But practically, they sort of got into this, and they implemented Six Sigma. Their benefits were much, much higher than Motorola because of the volume. And finally, the big name stepped in 1995. General Electric stepped in. General Electric redefined the rules of the game. This was led by Jack Welch. Jack Welch, who was the CEO of General Electric, he sort of came back and said, even till date, if you need to get a job in General Electric, you have to be Six Sigma certified. In management role, you can't get a job without a Six Sigma certification. This is a mandatory. Everyone, top to bottom, understands Six Sigma in that world. Well, if you talk about this framework, the old version of this Motorola Six Sigma had only 4 phases. This was Moto. Earlier it was MAC, M-A-I-C. General Electric made it DMAC. Define phase was added by General Electric in 1995. Earlier it was only MAC. That's how things evolved with Six Sigma. So this is more about how Lean and Six Sigma evolved with time. Is it okay and clear with everyone?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Yes, it's okay.
Perfect. All right. So next thing, we would like to kind of understand the difference. Yeah.
Can I ask for a small something if you give it to me, please?
Yeah, please go ahead.
I'm just getting to the meeting later because of the difference of the time zone. So can you, after you finish, if it's possible, you can review faster the item of the course? Thank you.
All right, sure. I'll just give me, this is almost done. So the belts and the roles in Six Sigma practically. So Lean and Six Sigma sort of are combined all together with the usage. It's not like, so people were either Lean experts or people were either Six Sigma expert, and eventually it sort of evolved into as a one thing over a period of time. So it's not one anybody. It's more about people realize that both when they use together, they sort of give you a better result. And next thing, pretty much when we talk about the belts, let's quickly go through this one. We have belts, white belt. Then we have yellow belt. We have green belt, black belt, and then we have master black belt. And then finally, we have champion and sponsor. So they are not all of them are Six Sigma roles. We'll quickly go through these lists and at least understand what do you mean by these belts. So white belt is generally more of an awareness training. Well, you might talk about a case study where people have implemented Six Sigma just to create a sensitization and create an awareness in the entire organization that people at least should know, should not come back and ask, well, what is this Six Sigma? What is this lean? No, we want to have some sort of discussion done. So you create an awareness. You do not become a part of Six Sigma project. If you're white belt, you just get to know what is Six Sigma. Yellow belt is, yes, when you go through a DMAIC, basic awareness of 7 quality tools, the what we are going through, like 7 quality tools, various terminologies. So as a yellow belt, yes, you do participate. You become a member of a Six Sigma project. So why? Because you can understand the terminology, you have fair bit of idea what do you do in every phase. So basic idea about what is be done. So you will be helping the green belts or black belts to carry out projects, because you will be able to understand some of those terminologies. You go through an overview of a DMAIC training. Actually, when we talk about the green belts and black belt is where the actual change happens. The project work will be carried out by the project leaders, which is either you are a green belt or you are a black belt. This is where the role comes into picture in terms of leading a project. You lead a project as a green belt or a black belt. Where is the difference here? Is the project management skills? Is there any difference? No, both are same. Green belt and black belts both have to carry out a complete project. Difference comes in statistics, statistical knowledge. This is low to medium. This is extensive as a black belt. You get an extensive study on this one. You talk about the duration of a typical duration of a green belt project. Would be in general 4 to 6 months time frame. Typically, black belt is when we talk about it will generally take about 9 to 12 months. Exceptions can, these are just average. Typically, this is time. There can be projects which may take 2 years or 3 years also. This is more like most of the projects will take this much of time. Apart from this, roles, they work within their department. They have black belts work cross-functional across every department. They're more senior in terms of their role. Apart from this, when we talk about master black belt, well, master black belt is more of an experienced black belt who has experience of working in multiple diversified industries, domains, departments. Basically, these are the things people will be set up for approach the master black belt because of the experience and knowledge of working in multiple Six Sigma projects. Now, as a master black belt, you manage about 10 to 12 projects at one time. Now, you don't do it, you manage it. So with a green belt, a team of green belt or black belts, you have what 10 to 12 green belts, black belts assigned, so you manage them. You're more of a mentor or guide. So you don't do a project yourself unless you are a consultant like me. So if I'm working in an organization as master black belt, I will not be doing a project. I will have the team who will do the project, and the green belt will do green belt project, black belt will do black belt and green belt projects. But I will guide them and mentor them. But if I'm working as a consultant, then practically I'm on my own and I'm doing a project. So that's where my Six Sigma belts end right here. Now, there are 2 more roles who we deal with. One is what we call as champion. Champion is something who's the owner of the project. This is technically, if I say that's my client, who could be the head of department where the project is getting done. And this is more from a relative person will be a VP kind of role, vice president kind of role, who will be sort of giving the approval for the project. Sponsor could be the CEO, CXO, CTOs, who will be funding the project. So we generally don't interact with a champion with a sponsor. Our interaction happens with only the champion. They will be more like people who will be working on, will be giving a project, assigning a project, hiring a Six Sigma team to solve their departmental problems and issues. Champion will secure the funds from the sponsor. But yes, the review will always win. So our key person is the champion who will be taking a full review of our processes. practically this is what we have from a role perspective. It is just, so you see these rules are pretty clearly defined. When some companies which are small companies, you might see champion and sponsor the same person, like MD of the company could be doing the job, but a typical full matured organization will have proper rules designed. Finally, the last one before we move on to the other part, hand it over to Michelle from here on. But when to implement a Six Sigma project? Well, see, we don't go and implement Six Sigma project as our first choice. It will always be the last choice that when we go about implementing a Six Sigma project. So it goes with a simple approach that the way we have been doing it, please solve it. But while you implement, when you get into a situation where you have, okay, let's talk about a quick one. Say if I have, I'm trying to manufacture something kids-friendly aeroplane. Let's kind of quickly talk about this one. My favorite example, sort of. So there is a kids-friendly aeroplane that I want to sell in the market, and pretty much I have a few vendors who manufacture this aeroplane for me. Now, what do? I have some requirements that it should be kids-friendly. That means no sharp edges. That's not allowed. No sharp edges. Otherwise, kids would cut their finger. Not a good one. Then it should be colorful, because kids love colorful planes. It should have my logo on it. And finally, it should fly at least 5 meters. That's what planes are supposed to be doing. Well, if I start rejecting the aeroplanes manufactured by some of my vendors, do you think because they have got sharp edges, do you think that company, the vendor needs to do a Six Sigma project? No. Well, it's visible. You can touch, feel, see, lean. What you see, you fix. No need to do a Six Sigma project. It's visible. Go in, just do it. Approach. Go and fix it. It's visible. Make it blunt. Just don't feel like doing a project. Don't do it. It's just what simple problem, simple solution. Don't make it complex. When you're dealing with, it's not colorful. Just make it colorful. What's so big deal about it? With the logo. When I try to fly this plane like 15, 20 times, it barely flies 1.5 meter. That's not so simple. It's not flying. I have tried a lot. That's a complex problem. Now, what could be the potential reason the plane might not be flying? Can you give me some examples why, like some possible reasons why you feel it may not be flying 5 meters?
Battery,
yes. Weight, aerodynamics. Anyone else wants to share some idea? Wing size. What could be the possible reasons?
air resistance.
Air resistance.
Weather.
You're right about that. Height from which we are flying. Person. Choice of material, yes.
Aerodynamism.
Aerodynamics is right here. So the remote, the aerodynamics is the design part. I guess somebody's annotating. Please just avoid that. So, okay, let's kind of park it here. Like we can get a technical expert. Like how many did we get here? We got about 11. So if I get a technical expert, this guy could add another 10 more easily. But forget about it. Let's say we have got 12, 11 possibilities. Give me your out of this list. What are the top 2 problems you feel that they might be, I should work on? As per you, what should be the real culprit here?
The weight.
One more.
And the battery.
Yeah.
And battery or let's kind of keep it these three. So first of all, we feel that battery could be a problem.
Runway.
Yeah, the runway part. So there could be more lot of things which we can talk about. These are list of probable reasons which we feel could be the possible reason. Battery could be a problem, definitely yes. But is it the problem? No, I don't know. Weight of this problem, weight could be a problem, yes. Is it the problem in my plane? Well, that I don't know. Aerodynamics of the plane can be a problem. The design, yes. But is it the problem in your plane? That I don't know. But everything is a probable reason, but we don't know where to start from. Well, in a real project, you could easily get 25, 30 possible causes. Would you try to solve everything? No. Why even try to fix something which is not even broken? You don't know which one. You know the problem, you always solve it. You have every industry has experts like you. If I go and tell you the problem, you have a solution. You knew the problem, you solve it. You know the problem, you solve it. Now there are list of 25, 30 possible causes. Which one would you fix? What are you going to tell your expert what to fix? Well, I don't know. They're all possible. That's why you need a Six Sigma. Well, you have list of possible, you don't know where to go. Six Sigma will help us understand exactly which ones are the real root causes. No more ifs and buts. It's exactly like going to a doctor, and a doctor which is a bad doctor. Say if I have fever and I go to a doctor and this doctor gives me 10 medicine hoping one will work, what will happen to the remaining medicine? Because fever can happen because of bacterial, viral, fungal, protozoal, God knows what types of ailments. It can be because of multiple reasons. But what could be causing the problem? I don't know. A good doctor will only get a blood test done first and then give you one single medicine, either bacterial, viral, whatever it is, one medicine that will solve the problem, because I know what is the problem. So we are more from that doctor who will get the investigation done and then tell you, rather giving you a speculated answer. This could be possible reason, that could be possible reason. Sorry, we don't speculate. We don't try to live in ambiguity. We are absolutely certain what is impacting and what is not. So Six Sigma will give you the facts on the table, and that's how you are able to exactly know. There are possible causes which we have here. These are list of possible causes which we don't know. So yes, using various statistical tests, we figure this out, whether which one is really the root cause, which one is really the culprit. And when you know it, well, you pretty much go about solving it. This is the final list of possible causes which have been proven they're not possible. Now they are the ones actually causing the problem. You go about solving it. It's no big deal. When you know the problem, you always have a solution for this. Bottom line, it's more about a data-driven approach. I would not like to make vague comments. It's more about being sure rather than saying, well, I think. I truly respect your experience, your judgment, but let me look at the data first. So this just pretty much concludes the content from this perspective. I guess Michelle has to kind of share. Well, this is pretty much what we cover from a yellow belt perspective. But I hope we all had got the idea about the various attributes as a yellow belt. What is Six Sigma high level understanding of every possible segment here? Is it okay with everyone?
Very great.
Yes,
Yes, it's okay.
Thank you.
great. Really
Thanks,
good.
sir.
Thanks.
Thank you. So I guess Michelle.
That was a great
Yeah, thank you.
webinar.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Just want to ask them
Thank you so much.
if there are any
Thank you.
questions regarding Lean Six
Very
Sigma.
clear, sir.
No, so Michelle, I guess we're good with that. You can definitely share because there are some questions I've been seeing on the chat. Thank you, everyone. So there were some questions with respect to, they were on the chat. So I think your team has already been responding, but I guess you can take it up from here. I'm there in case if anything comes from Six Sigma perspective, I'll answer. You can kind of take it over and just share then answer the question, I guess, about certificates and all those things.
Do we have another session next week?
I'm sorry?
Do we have another session for next week?
Michelle can kind of help us, so I'm sure she would be able to address those. Yeah, so I'm here in case there's some topic related questions. Otherwise, Michelle will be able to kind of answer us.
Is there any link for the certificate or not?
She's just going to explain
Hi,
all of that.
everyone. I'm going to explain everything, okay? So thank you so much, Mr. Shishini.
Thank you, Michelle.
Okay, that was a wonderful session. So again, thank you, sir. Just may I request everyone to please mute yourselves, please. Perfect. Okay, so that was a very informative and fruitful discussion, sir. And good job, everyone. because you were able to make it till the end of this session. Okay, I hope everyone enjoyed it. And as a reward for joining in, going back to the special announcement, which I mentioned a while ago, we are happy to inform you that we have a special offer for you all today. Okay, so many of you are thinking of getting the participation certificate for this whole 3-hour session as a proof of your attendance for this training. Okay, so what we have now, before it's $50, now you can get the participation certificate for only $20. This is valid only for today. Okay, and also, so you can be a Lean Six Sigma Yellow Belt certified as well. Okay, and we are offering the this package for today for only $60. Okay, it includes e-learning access, examination, achievement certificates, plus free recorded video and the participation certificate. If you will avail the $60, the participation certificate will be free. Okay, so this is valid within today, and this is what you will get: participation certificate, the e-learning portal, the CPD certification, and this IMC achievement certificate upon completion of your assessment. So what's in your e-learning portal? Okay, you have the e-learning materials there, ebooks, PDF presentation, pre-recorded video as well, and sample questionnaires. Okay, and the case study materials. And this is accessible for lifetime. You don't need to pay any additional fees. Okay, for renewal, it doesn't expire, so you can access it through online. Okay, so this is how it looks like. You will have the virtual recordings here, overview of Lean Six Sigma, Lean, fundamental DMAC, ebooks and PowerPoints, and the sample papers as well. And once you are ready to take the assessment, you will this will be your portal. Okay, same portal you will use once you are ready to take the assessment. Okay, and these materials are also downloadable. So about the assessment, this is flexible within 3 to 4 months upon enrollment. For example, you enrolled today, so you have 3 to 4 months to take it. But Yellow Belt is just so easy, so no need to worry. You can take it within 2 days or 1 week. Oh, and also this is an open book online assessment. Okay, you will have 20 multiple choice questions, 30 minutes duration also only, and this is half an hour. Okay, so 50% passing percentage, and you have a free attempts of final assessment. You don't need to worry. Even if you fail for the first attempt, you still have 2 more attempts. Okay, so dual certifications. Why? Because we are giving one IMC certificate, okay, and one from CPD. Both are valid internationally and with lifetime validity as well. No renewal fees for that. Okay, so this is how it looks like. This is the CPD certification. By the way, CPD, or the Continuing Professional Development, this is one of the largest accreditation body in United Kingdom, London. Okay, and this is this will be your certificate of achievement. Okay, it will show also the accreditation logos. Okay, so how to avail? So you can pay through online, okay, via Stripe gateway, and also you will just need to use either debit card or credit card. Okay, just fill out the card details, and after that, click Pay Now button. Okay, so please check your chat box for the payment link. The service team will be sharing it to you. Miss Rixie, please share it now. So this will be the link. Okay, if you want to avail the 20% participant certificate, just need to use that link. Or if you want to avail the $60 package, just use that link. Okay, so once again, $60 valid within today. Okay, this will be the inclusions, and these are the things that you will get. Okay, so avail now and don't miss this exciting 1-day offer. Okay, upon successful payment, please send a screenshot to your respective counselor's email or WhatsApp to expedite the process also of the following. Okay, you will get the payment confirmation, Okay, this is via email. You will get this payment confirmation, the participation certificate form, which you need to fill out. It will require you all the details. Okay, please double check your full name as well, because that will be the exact name that will be showing on the certificates. Okay, and upon submission of the certification, that will be processed within 2 to 3 days. Okay, after that we will be sending it to you. It's a digitized copy which you can download also. Okay, so along with that email, you will also get the exam guidelines. You will know how to request your assessment. Okay, plus your login credentials, which you will be using for your online portal access. Okay, so how to connect to your counselors. So just kindly check your email invitation. Okay, so you can reach them via email or WhatsApp. Okay, some of you might receive an email from Frixie, Soryanj, and Michelle. So, and apart from that offer also, we have this 50% to 75% discounted offer. Okay, which we are offering for Lean Six Sigma Green Belt for those who want to upgrade your belts. Okay, for Lean Six Sigma Black Belt, Lean Six Sigma Master Black Belt, and we have this combo offer for Lean Six Sigma Green and Black Belt. Plus, we'll be giving also freebies for that. Okay, and one thing more, you will get a 10% 10% voucher. Okay, if you want to avail this Lean Six Sigma Green, Black, or Master Black Belt or combo, you will get a voucher of 10% if you will enroll within 3 days. Okay, so they don't miss this chance. Okay, so I'll show you. So how to reach your counselors, just kindly check your email invitation down below on the bottom part. You will see their emails, okay? And also click the link where you can reach them through their WhatsApp number, okay? Or just click this icon down below, okay? And then it will direct you to their WhatsApp. This limited offer and get certified. This is valid only for today, and please browse also for more information. Visit our page at www.imcinstitute.ae. Okay, you will see our client reviews, who are our alumni, plus our corporate training partners, which are located internationally. Okay, you will see also the available schedules, plus the recording sessions of our. Okay. So once again, in behalf of International Management Consultancy, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. And I hope this was an informative training to everyone. Thank you so much. And please check the link on the chat box, okay? If you want to avail, it's only valid for today. And please don't forget to message your respective counselors. Okay? Thank you so much and have a great day.
Question, please.
Yes, any questions, guys?
Yes.
Me, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you send the details via email so that
I'm
we
sorry.
can?
I'm sorry. One at a time, please. Yes, Mr. Christian.
Yeah. Would it be possible to send the details regarding the payment, regarding the promo, for us to process it today?
Yes. Just kindly wait for the email. Okay, your respective counselors will be messaging you through WhatsApp or email you directly. Okay, better to download WhatsApp so that it will be more convenient for communication regarding these things. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry, sir.
Yes. Any other question, please?
Me.
Yes.
What is the difference for the price? $20 and $60.
Okay, for $20, sir, you will get this participation certificate plus free video. Okay, the recorded video for today's session, but you will not get an access for the online portal, and also you will not get this.
Hello.
Yes, sir. So sorry, someone is just calling me. So yes, sir, $60 will include all the online portal, dual certification plus examination. Okay, so $20 it only includes the participation certificate of this training for 3 hours training plus the recorded session. Okay.
Okay, noted. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Anyone?
Hello.
Anyone else has? Yes,
Hello,
sir.
Today, because of the timing difference, we miss the early portion. I think you are the one who called me and then reminded on.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
In
You're
fact,
welcome.
do you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. I can hear you, sir.
In fact, my institution is interested to engage some of our engineers for Six Sigma
Great.
thing, and then I'm just wondering if this same facilities could be extended.
Yeah, sure. Yes, thank you for that question.
Yeah,
Okay.
another thing, I just want to know the minimum group that you require to have this kind of training, and then the benefit of having such, because we know that we heard enough of Six Sigma, and then in fact we did so many online research and studies, and then I work with a power company in Bhutan, and then we want to send a few groups for give this kind of opportunities for our engineers. So you have my email. If you can drop the long run plans of the Six Sigma thing, and what would be the total cost if you have to engage minimum of 10 people, 20 people, 30 people. You know? So if you can drop me, or if you can clarify just now.
Sure. So thank you, sir, for raising that kind of question. So for the information also of everyone, yes, we are conducting this webinar every Saturday, okay? Timings will be the same. For any changes, you will know it, okay? Because we'll be sending an invitation as well to all of you guys, for all the people who registered for today's webinar. Some of you missed to join, so don't you worry, there will be another webinar. Just kindly check out your emails, and also please catch the notification in our website, okay, www.imcinstitute.ae, okay. There will always be a pop-up notification on how to register for the webinar, okay. So if you have any colleagues who wants also to join this yellow belt training session, this is free. We are giving this for free, okay, without any cost. Just kindly invite them, or please message to your respective counselors if you have any corporate enrollments or any corporate negotiation with us. Okay, so just kindly message your respective counselors to their email or WhatsApp, so that if you want to to upgrade your belts to combo green belt or black belt, they will be sending you all the complete details. Okay, you can review all the packages and all the rates and all the offers that we are giving. Okay, anyone else has questions?
Me, sir.
Yes, sir.
If we need to apply for the certification, must to send with Michael IMC Learning, or which the one for the responsible for get the certification?
Okay, if to check that, sir, check your inbox. You will see if you received an email from Michelle@imclearning.com. Okay, just check the person who messaged you. Okay, it's either Frixie@imclearning.com, Soryansh@imclearning.com, or Samya or Michelle. Okay.
Oh, okay, noted. Thank you.
Yes, just check your inbox, and you will see a link for their WhatsApp, so you can directly message them. Okay.
Okay, noted.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Because of the time zone, how many hours left for the payment of the fees?
Because of the time zone, you're asking, sir, the validity of this offer?
Yeah. How many hours left?
Yes, sir. Don't worry, it's within 2 days, sir. 24 hours it will be valid, but we're only giving this to limited people, so I hope you can process the payment if you're available as soon as possible, okay? And tomorrow will be weekend, so that the same day we can also give you all the credentials and materials that you'll be needing. So as early as possible, so that would be better. Okay.
Okay,
Anyone
thank you.
else have a question?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Tell me.
Mine is not really a question. It's
Okay.
I've seen I've seen the difference amount that should be paid today. The thing is I might not have the cash now, but by month, since our banks are closed today, I could just maybe have month by month. So I'm worried like I could not meet up the deadline for today.
That I need to check from the management, but don't you worry, sir. Okay, just message your counselor and then we will speak regarding that. Let's see, sir, if they will approve. But don't you worry, just keep in touch with us, okay? We will
Okay,
try to
thank
figure
you.
out.
Hello.
Okay, anyone
What?
else?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Myself, Jaimin Patel. Ma'am, I would
Hi,
like to
Sir
know.
Jay.
I would like to know a WhatsApp number of counselor.
Yes, sir. It's in your email, sir. Okay, I will show you again that slide. Okay,
Okay.
wait. So it's here, sir. Okay, in that invitation email, on the bottom part, you will see this one as I encircled here. Okay, this is the email address, and this one in the red circle, please click that one so that it will direct you to their WhatsApp number. Okay?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Or this icon, sir, WhatsApp icon down below. Okay?
Yes, I got. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I wanted just to know for someone who already had training and wanted
Okay.
only to be certified, for example, for green or black belt, is it possible?
Yes, yes, sir. Definitely, it's possible. And as I mentioned a while ago, we are offering from 50% to 75% off for within 3 days, sir.
Okay,
Touch with
can I
them
know
and they will share you the brochure. Okay?
what will be the cost for the
The
examination?
cost for the examination for yellow belt, sir, or for green belt package? For yellow belt,
green
sir.
belt.
Okay, for green belt, the fees it will be shared to you, sir. Okay, it's included. It's along with the brochure that will be sent to you. All the details, the pricing rates, and other details will be there. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
You're welcome, sir. Bye. Don't forget to message your counselor, sir, through WhatsApp so that they can easily message you and respond to your queries. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, great. Okay. So, any other questions, please? So that before I finish the session, I was able to respond and address your concerns. Okay, yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Hello, madam. Hello.
Yes, hello. One at a
Hello,
time,
madam.
please. Okay. You
Hello,
go
madam.
first. Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Madam, present I am working in cement industry as a quality control department. As a quality control department, which belt is need, madam?
Yes, sir. Tell me.
Please suggest us which belt is needed for quality control department in cement industry. You can suggest
your department, and you just need to decide. Don't worry, the counselor will be explaining to you all what are the differences of the respective belts. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir. Yes, someone.
Sorry, sir. I need to ask again. I'm still not received any email from IMC. Could you please to provide the WhatsApp number to us to easily contact to counselor?
Okay, sir. So, okay, with that, I need to check with your counselor, but okay, just message me directly. Okay, here is my. Just for a while. Hello. For those who didn't see email invitation, this WhatsApp number, okay? It's +971
+9
+971 56 307 7131. I'll repeat it again. +971 56 307 7131. Okay? Okay. This for those who didn't get any email invitation. Okay? Just kindly direct message me.
Sorry, sir. Could you please repeat
Or you
again?
can
I'm
email.
not here.
Okay. No problem, sir. +971 56
56
30
30
77. Okay, it's 77
77
131.
131. Okay, noted.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, got it. Okay. Or just email me directly to michelle@imclearning.com. Okay.
Okay, noted.
Michelle@imc.
Okay, noted. Thank you, sir.
Yes, any other question, please?
Hello, last
Michelle.
question. Sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Miss Christian.
Yeah, last question. Can you tell me what is or what are the difference of $20 certificate versus $60 certificate?
Okay, I'll show you that slide again. Okay, so for the clarity of everyone, okay, once you avail for $20, you will get participation certificate plus the free video recording of today's sessions. That's it. But for the $60 offer, okay, you will get these things, okay, e-learning access, okay, or also achievement certificates or the dual certification plus free recorded video, and the participation certificate will be free as well. Okay, so these are the things that you will get. Okay, dual certifications upon completion of your assessment, plus the e-learning portal, and also your participation certificate for today's session, plus free video recording. Okay, is this clear now, ma'am?
Yes. So you mean if I made a payment for $20, I only get participation certificate, which means
Yes.
Yeah, which means I am not certified as yellow belter.
Certificates. So that's the advantage of availing $60, because you will be a certified Lean Six Sigma yellow belt.
I see. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Thank you.
Yes, correct. And plus $60, I haven't added it here. If you want another session, you can still join free webinar. Okay, for those who avail $60. Okay. Anyone else?
Yes, Michelle. I would want to know the content of the e-learning access. What do we have there?
Okay, what do we have in our e-learning portal? Here, okay, you will have your e-learning materials, your ebooks, the PDF presentation also about yellow belt, poll questionnaires, case study material, and this is also accessible for lifetime. Okay.
Okay.
It will still be accessible. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any more questions? I guess everything is sorted out now. Please let me know if you still have any more questions. For those who are having issues using the payment link because you are currently located to different countries, okay, like Western countries or South Africa, definitely help you out to sort out those things, okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, the service team, can you please reshare again that payment link in the chat box? Miss Trixie, please share it, or Miss Rianj or Samya. Okay, before I end the session. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Oh, you're welcome. Shall I end the session now, everyone?
Are you going to share this today's session?
The recorded session? Yes, sir. This will be free if you avail this. $20, sir. Participation certificate, and you will have
Okay, got it. Thank you.
same if you avail $60 as well. Okay.
Yeah, got it.
So just kindly take advantage of it, because before we are offering this for $200. Okay. Regular price is $200. So maybe like tomorrow or this. What are you waiting for? Just avail that now. So other institute as well, they are offering, they are not offering free webinars. So just kindly avail if you are interested. Yes, sir.
One last thing, the green belt. How much does it cost to get a green belt?
Okay, again, sir, for the cost and fee structures, the counselor will be giving you the complete brochure. Okay. Just don't forget to message them or email them. Okay, message in WhatsApp or email. Okay.
Hello.
Okay.
Yes,
Hello.
yes, sir. Tell me.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Oh yes.
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Okay. I wanted to ask. You said that we could get this recorded video. Where can we access the recorded video of this session if we can get it?
Okay. How can you access that? Okay. After you pay, the service team will be giving you the email, okay, containing all the drive links, okay. This will be via Google Drive. We'll be uploading it, but it will take like 2 to 3 days before we upload it, okay? Okay. 2 to 3 days, you will get an access of the recordings also, okay? But same day, if you pay today, you will get the email containing the payment confirmation, login credentials, the video recording links, and the certification forms and exam guidelines. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, any more questions?
I'm asking, you said this offer of $60 ends today. I had mentioning of the 3 days. Is it in 3 days or today on 1 day?
Okay. 50% or 75% offer for Lean Six Sigma Green Belt, Black Belt, or Combo offer, or the Master Black Belt. Okay, the promo will be valid within 3 days. Okay, and you will also, so if you will book within 3 days, you will get also additional 10% discount voucher. As I mentioned, this offer is only for limited students. So once able to avail that. So just kindly check out, message your counselor so they can discuss it further, okay?
Okay.
Anyone else, please? Any more questions, ma'am, sir? Okay, for those who wasn't able to attend the complete session, because some of you joined late, okay, due to different time zone issue. Next Saturday, we will still be conducting the same webinar, okay?
Okay, sir.
Just keep in touch with your counselor so they can give you again the registration link. And might as well just kindly share it to your friends and avail this free training.
Oh,
Yes, sir. Tell me.
yes. Just it's not more like a question. Like I
Okay.
want to pursue, let's say, green belt, black belt, and all the other levels. Do you offer like payment plans? Like, do you need to pay
Yes.
or like
Yes,
pay at
yes,
once,
yes.
or you can have a payment plan? Payment plan, sorry,
Yes, we do offer payment plans for up to 3 months, okay?
up to 3
And the
months.
counselor will also be guiding you which payment link or gateway is suitable for your country. Okay?
Okay, so I think I will just maybe contact you on email and
Correct.
find out.
Definitely,
the-
I highly suggest message them through their WhatsApp numbers. Okay, check out your email invitation and click that WhatsApp link and message them. It will be more convenient and easy for easy communication as well. Okay.
Okay, all right.
Okay, great. You're welcome. Okay, anyone else, please, who want to ask some more questions? Hi. Any questions, please? Or shall I end the session now? Okay, I guess everyone's questions and queries was able to address already. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. And I hope we'll keep in touch. And I hope you will be also enrolling with us and be certified for Lean Six Sigma. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, you're most welcome. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. Have a great day to every one of you.
Have a good day, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone. You may leave the session now. For those who wants to ask more questions, I'm still here waiting. Okay, just kindly raise your questions or write in the chat box. Okay. For those who are good, you may leave the session now. Thank you so much once again.